Welcome to a special presentation of Chris 6 News. This is Thomas J. Henry's Game Night South Texas, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Banquete, Texas tonight, where the Banquete football team tonight hosting Taft in a key 16-3A Division II showdown. And we've already had the kickoff, and we are already underway here as Taft kicking off to Banquete. I believe the football went out of bounds, so I believe they're going to re-kick.
So we didn't miss anything after all. Great.
No, we have not missed anything at all. Good evening, everybody. This is Alan Harwell. I'm with Larissa Liska, and of course, Ron Hamby is on the sideline tonight. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Thursday night football, as we are here after being off last weekend. So we appreciate you guys joining us again tonight. And this should be a fun game. This is an old rivalry. These two teams have been playing each other for a long, long time. Banquete comes in 0-2 in district play. Taft is 1-1. So here we're going to kick it off again. And this time we are going to have a return by the Bulldogs. And they'll bring it up to about the 37-yard line. And that is where the Banquete Bulldogs will start first and 10 tonight against the Taft Greyhounds.
Really excited about this district matchup. We're going to see which team wears green better. But speaking of green jerseys, like you said, Banquete with the ball first. They're very excited to have their quarterback back, who was hurt in the Odom district game last year.
That, of course, is number 7, Aiden Flores, and you see him in the shotgun. He'll roll left. He'll do a lot of running tonight, and that is what he does, and he'll run out of bounds. He'll pick up about 2 yards. It'll now be 2nd down and 8 for the Banquete Bulldogs, the host team here. 83 degrees, and supposed to actually, Larissa, I think get in the upper 70s before we are done tonight. It has been a while since we have had a Game Night South Texas played in the 70s, and it certainly could happen tonight.
That's right, and that'll feel very good. And, you know, what doesn't feel as good is just the pressure on this game. Definitely both these teams sitting outside the playoff bubble right now, both of them needing a win tonight. So this is a crucial matchup between Banquete and Taft.
All right, it's now 2nd and 7. Flores is back. He'll throw, and incomplete. And it looked like that pass was intended for number 31. That is J.D. Gomez. That'll stop the clock. It'll now be 3rd and long. They'll need 7 yards if they want to pick up a first down. We're just underway. Again, we are in Banquete tonight, Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Again, we had a bye last week. We're back on tonight. KDF, glad you joined us. And these are two teams that know each other very well. Banquete comes in overall at 2-4, and so does the Greyhounds. So both teams looking for a big win tonight. And Banquete has the ball first, facing 3rd and 7. Flores will roll out right. He's got a man, and it's a catch. And that's going to be awfully close to a first down. That is Josh Jimenez who brought in the football, and it is going to be a good enough for a first down.
Precision air first down. We got that precision air first down for you. But one thing I wanted to mention, too, is how both of these teams are wearing pink. It is October now, October 10th. We didn't have a game last week. So it's, you know, Cancer Awareness Month. And here in Banquete, it means a lot, especially to head coach Lance Riddell, who lost his wife in 2022 to a rare lung cancer. Her name was Saluna. And if you look on the Banquete sideline, we won't be able to get that shot for you, that video, but she has her chair sitting out here with her son's helmet and her son's jersey because she loved the Banquete Bulldogs.
All right, it is now 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs, and Flores will fake the handoff. He'll go left, looking for some running room. He finds it. 50 down to about the 46-yard line. They are now in Taft territory. Gain of about 6 yards for Flores, who does a lot of the running. And every now and then you'll see Damian Jenkins and Josh Jimenez also run the football. Both Jimenez and Jenkins are also big. And we're just underway, 10 minutes and 7 seconds to play here in the first period on a warm Thursday night in Banquete, Texas.
Ball on the 46-yard line on Taft's side, Banquete ball.
It is 3rd down and 4. And Flores is in a mess of trouble. He's going to lose a big chunk of yardage. That's about a 7-yard loss.
And Banquete might be in a bigger mess, too, because there's some laundry on the field on our near side right around the 45-yard line.
We've been doing Game Night South Texas for 12 years, and Larissa, I don't ever remember being at Banquete, so I believe this is our first trip to Banquete, so we appreciate the opportunity to broadcast live. And
that's what head coach Lance Riddell thought as well. So the Bulldogs very excited to be hosting on one of our few grass fields. You know, this is our second one of the season, I believe, for Game Night South Texas. We were in Orange Grove earlier this year.
Well, the penalty was against the home team, and of course, the visitors, Taft, said, no, we're not going to accept it, so that'll force a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 15. And let's see what Aiden Flores has up his sleeve on this play. High snap, but he's got it. He's back, got plenty of time, got a man down the right side, and incomplete almost, and should have been intercepted. And it'll be 4th down, and Banquete looks like it'll be forced to punt here.
Pass intended for Josh Jimenez, the name you mentioned. So we'll be keeping an eye on number 3 for the Banquete Bulldogs.
I was given 3 names to watch for tonight. Aiden Flores, Damian Jenkins,
yes.
and Josh Jimenez. Now there's obviously more players that'll play a key role tonight, but I was told those are the 3 guys we need to really watch for tonight on that Banquete offense.
And Banquete, they're about to go on defense, but one thing they've done well in recent games, we saw them at Ingleside, we got 2 interceptions on tape, so excited to see what that defense does here. But Taft.
High kick and a nice roll here, and that's going to roll all the way down to about the 22.5-yard line, so that is where the Taft Greyhounds will start. This will be their first possession of the evening.
And they have a very tall quarterback. He's a senior, David Davis Jr. He is 6'3". And while he could be a good tight end if you need him, he's definitely their starting quarterback. And, you know, this is his first year as the starting quarterback at Taft. I'm blanking on the name right now, but I know J.J. Acosta was the name that always led Taft these past few years. So when you're behind a guy like that who could launch the ball, of course you're watching and you're learning, you're mentoring behind him. But now David Davis gets his shot at quarterback.
And he is a senior. I'm assuming he plays basketball. I don't know. I don't know that for a fact, but maybe you can confirm that.
I think when I was at practice they said he did, but it wouldn't surprise me. He's got the height for sure.
Well, let's see what they do here on 1st down for their own 23-yard line. They go to the ground game. Big hole up the middle. That's a big gainer right there for number 24. And that, of course, is J.J. Ozuna, the sophomore. And that's going to be a precision air 1st down on their first play from scrimmage.
And J.J. Ozuna, he's actually stepping in for their normal starting running back, Sergio Leal, who's been out with the injury. But, man, J.J. Ozuna has really stepped up these past couple of weeks. I believe in the last 2 games he's had 5 rushing touchdowns. So definitely look for J.J. Ozuna to lead the rushing attack. But, you know, like we've said earlier, David Davis also can run with the ball. So once Ozuna opens that gap for him, you know, be ready for a quarterback keeper.
Well, it's a nice start if you're a Greyhound fan as they got the 1st down. And once again, they're going to go to Ozuna. But this time, there is no room to run. A gang of Bulldogs, a pack of them all over that young man. That's a big loss.
That was led by number 4, William Herrera, and number 25, Adrian Gonzalez. And look, that's a happy Bulldog right there. Great stop for Banquete's defense. Again, their defense has done a great job this year. Like I said, we at least saw 2 interceptions against Ingleside a few weeks ago. You know, that's a tough challenge playing against those Mustangs. So keep an eye on this defense because they are ball hawks, even though they are dogs.
All right, it'll now be 2nd and 14. Davis is going to roll right. He's got some running room. He'll take off. He'll get to the 40. He'll get more, 45, 50, inside Banquete territory down to about the 46-yard line. So another precision air 1st down for the visitors from Taft.
Like I said, you get Ozuna running the ball. That opens the door for Davis. I don't know how much we'll see Taft throw the ball, but I heard David Davis has a really strong arm. He might not be as accurate as J.J. Acosta from last season, but he has probably one of the deepest throws in the area is what they told me at practice, and I saw it.
All right, here come the Greyhounds now. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line, and you will see them throw the ball on this play. And a little high, incomplete for the intended receiver. I believe we had another receiver catch that ball.
We did. It was intended, it looked like, for 23. That was M. Hunter Montemayor. But it looked like 3, who was Eric Pettis Jr., was also there right behind him. So good job trying to make that play happen.
All right, so an incomplete pass. It'll now be 2nd down and 10. That'll stop the clock with 7:21 to go. Just joined us here on Game Night South Texas, again brought to you by Thomas J. Henry, as we begin the second half of the high school football season this evening. Davis rolls right, got protection. He'll take off. He's got a lot of running room down to the 40, to the 35, 30. Look out, he could go all the way. He does get tackled down to about the 16-yard line.
Wow.
Another precision error, first down. And
that was a 32-yard gain for David Davis. He's big, so he's tough to bring down.
Well, he's had a lot of room to run tonight, that is for sure. So that'll bring it down to the 16-yard line. They're in the red zone. And Davis will hand it off to Ozuna. Ozuna with some tough running down to about the 11. That'll be a 5-yard pickup.
Like he gets about 3 yards on the play. Oop.
So it'll now be second down and about 5.
2nd and 6.
Taft, they were on our Game Night South Texas game last year, and I believe it was against Mathis, so it's fun having Taft always on here. But, you know, Taft is looking to bounce back. They lost the district game in a backyard brawl rivalry to Odom last week, 28-20.
All right, second down. Davis drops back, in trouble, gets away. He'll run and gain maybe 1 yard. Good defensive play there by the Banquete Bulldogs. So that's going to force about a 3rd and 5 now.
The Bulldogs, one thing they were very proud of last week is their run defense. They're very good up front, so that's why they know to keep an eye on this Taft game. But if Taft can get the running game going, maybe that'll open the passing game, and that's an area the Bulldogs said they want to get better at. Their secondary is building some strength back there. And if you look, a lot of those guys in the secondary, they play both ways. They play on offense and they play on defense, so no wonder they get a little bit tired, but that's the area they want to work on. So it's third down, see if they get a pass here.
Davis is going to throw, in trouble. He'll get sacked. That's a huge play by Banquete all the way back to the 25-yard line.
Number 52 and number 75. Let me get the names on that. Miguel Hernandez and number 75, Jose Corona. Those are two of the guys. Hernandez also plays on offense as well, but that could be one of our big hits of the game.
Looks like it's holding against the Greyhounds.
Yeah, holding against the Greyhounds called on this play.
And our big hit at the game, sponsored by King Ranch Ag and Turf, so definitely keep an eye on that one. That might be a big play. Even though the flag was called, it might take it away, but what a big hit.
So you can't get the big hit on a flag, right?
You know, though, I still liked it, though. I still liked it.
Against the Greyhounds, the Bulldogs declined.
You know, they declined it, so that hit is good.
Okay.
That hit is good.
Makes it official. But Taft is going to call timeout because they're facing about a 3rd and 13. We want to take a timeout with them, or we want to stay here?
It'll be 4th down.
You're
fourth
watching
down.
Game Night South Texas here on KDF, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Back with the big play after this. Welcome back to Banquete Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Alan Harwell here with Larissa Liska. Ron Hamby is on the sidelines. We'll go to Ron here soon. Big play coming up here. It's 4th and 14 now for the Taft Greyhounds. They had just called timeout to talk about it, so I imagine they're going to go for it here on the 20-yard line.
And we know David Davis has been running the ball, but again, it's going to be a long 4th down. So it looks like they're going to have to pass it here Who are some of those top receivers we need to keep an eye on? I know I was at practice earlier this week.
Yeah, you're going to have to look for Hunter Montemayor and Andrew Martinez, 2 of the 4 receivers that typically will catch the ball for this Taft Greyhound team. So the first really big play of the night. It's 4th and 13 now for the Greyhounds. Let's see what Davis will dial up here. He was sacked on the last play. Let's see what kind of protection he gets this time.
Explain the time.
And we are waiting for them to call play back in. And we are ready to go.
As we return to play, it's 4th down. 4th and 15.
So Davis will drop back. He's got plenty of time. He'll throw. Got a man in the end zone. Oh, he overthrew him. Oh, my.
And that was wide open, Eric Pettis there. But, again, that's what they've said about Davis. You know, he has a deep throw. He's just a little off on his target, so that's something Taft will look to get better at throughout this season. I know it's already week 7, but they did say one thing Davis is good at is he can get it there. So, you know, if they keep testing their luck on that pass, they're going to get one to connect, and then that Greyhound will be gone.
So a nice defensive stand there by Banquete to hold off the Greyhounds on their opening drive of the game. So now Banquete will get it for the second time. They were forced to punt on their opening drive. So they will start now from their own 20-yard line. And again, quarterback Aiden Flores will hand it off. And some big running room here to the 30, down to about the 32-yard line. And that is Damian Jenkins on the carry. And actually, that's going to be good enough for a first down. That was a 11-yard pickup. So that's a precision air first down. So that's a good way to start this drive for Banquete. And again, the Bulldogs looking for the first district win. They're kind of in their backs against the wall coming to this game. They know they've got to come out with a W tonight. And once again, they will keep it on the ground. And once again, this is Josh Jimenez. Look at him go, 50. Finally brought down at the 49-yard line. A big pickup for Josh Jimenez. And that's another precision air first down. Yeah, let's look at the replay, guys. If we have it, let's take a look at it. You're going to see some really good blocking here.
Brought to you by Miracle Method.
Yes, exactly. And Larissa, tell us all about this play. A lot of blocking and some
great
wide open
blocking,
spaces.
and you know they tried to catch him, but Josh Jimenez just a little too fast, and luckily number 2 there from Taft got him. Just that Xavier Sierra got that tackle there because Jimenez would have been gone. But great start for Banquete on their second drive.
All right, they got the ball to 49, and once again they'll go to the ground game. Not really a whole lot there. Good.
Big tackle by number 24, J.J. Azuna on Taft. You're going to see him running the ball. You're going to see him on defense. He's going to be putting in a lot of work for that Taft team.
2nd and 7 for the Dogs.
They're going to give him a 3-yard gain on that play. It'll now be 2nd and 7. Banquete in no hurry. They huddle up before each play. Don't really see a whole lot of that anymore in high school football. 3 men in the backfield. Flores under center. He'll pitch it out.
Hands the ball off to Jimenez,
and it's Jimenez again. He'll get down to about the 42. He's going to be about 2.5 yards shy of a first down. So now it'll be 3rd and short. Kind of get the impression, Larissa, they might be in 4-down territory here. If they kick, they're going to be kicking into a pretty stiff breeze here. I don't see the play clock working down there on the field tonight. I can't tell you how many seconds are left on the play clock. But we do know there's 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to play. Flores bobbles, he'll take it, and he's going to be short.
You know, that was a high snap there to Flores, so great job maintaining composure. Oh, that was actually a direct snap to Jenkins. Jenkins actually got the direct snap on that.
You're right. You got the younger eyes from up top here, high above Banquete football field. Well, they'll go for it here. It's going to be 4th and about 2. And let's see what they got up their sleeve. Obviously, they're going to run the football. They got 3 in the backfield. Flores under center. And it looked like we had somebody move a little bit early in the backfield, but I didn't see a flag. But they'll get the first down and a whole lot more.
And they made a fighting Banquete Bulldogs.
So first down for Banquete. Well, they did move. It looks like there is a flag on the play.
Right on that 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like one of the running backs moved just a tad early, so I believe this one's going to be coming back, and it will be. And Coach won't be too happy about that.
Against the Bulldogs.
So,
should still be a first down.
Let's see what they decide to do here.
So they're going to walk off 15 against the Bulldogs.
That's a 15-yard walk-off there, so that'll bring it all the way back to the 48-yard line. And that'll be fourth and about 8 now, so I imagine they'll still go for it here, don't you think?
I think they will. They definitely can't kick it at this point. And you're on the Taft side of the 50-yard line, so you think, why not go for it? You got your quarterback back out there. Again, keep an eye on number 5, Jamian Jenkins, or number 3, Josh Jimenez. Those are going to be his go-to targets, but you see Jimenez in the backfield there.
All right, they gave him the okay. I hate to interrupt. They did give him the first down, but they did walk off the penalty.
Okay.
Here's a pass out to number 3, and they'll pick up about 5 yards on the play. Apparently, there was a flag after the first down had been made. They did walk off 15 unsportsmanlike, but it was still a first down for Banquete. So that's a 4-yard pickup now. It'll be 2nd and 6. With a minute 52 to play. Again, Banquete in absolutely no hurry. Again, I don't. Do you see a? Do not see a.
Oh, okay, there's the play clock.
Play clock is up and running now. Just when you look at it, it works. See,
but it's not moving yet. It's not moving yet. I think they just got it.
I think they're having a few issues here. Run up the middle, gain of about 2. There's a fumble on the play. Let's see who picked it up. And Taft says they've got it. Let's see what the call is going to be here. Officials have not ruled who recovered yet. And we do have a Taft player down. So we're going to have an injury timeout with a minute 25 to play here in the first period. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. Game Night South Texas live from Banquete. And it is 0-0, as you can see on your screen, with a minute 25 to go. The injured Banquete player is being helped off the field, and I believe that is number 75. And they'll give him some attention on the sidelines, and that is looking for a number here. I don't think we have a, do we have a, yeah.
Oh, number 75 for Banquete. That is going to be Jose Corona.
Okay.
He was in on my big hit earlier for one of the big plays of the night, so hopefully that young man can come back out. He plays on offense and he plays on defense.
And looks like we have a timeout.
All right, now Banquete, by the way, did recover the loose football, and now Banquete calls timeout. So this would be a good time to maybe show some video that you took before the ball game, right?
Exactly. Let's see if we can pull that up for us. I know the Bulldogs have a very nice statue here at Bulldog Stadium. There he is. He's got the eyes of the Bulldog ready to attack. And there's some good nachos there. If you're hungry at games, come out to that concession stand. They put a lot of cheese on it. I definitely wanted to get some of my nachos as well. But what's great is the cheerleaders out. I always love when to see the little ones out here. And this little girl, she was ready to rock. And they're on the sidelines now all game long, bringing the energy. And then again, there was some warm-up there by both quarterbacks, both looking to throw. As you said here, it's 0-0 right now, so we're trying to see which team can score first.
All right, head coach there looking on, and now you're back to live action. And there is a minute 11 to play. Banquete called timeout.
They've got their new offensive coordinator out there for the Banquete Bulldogs, Joe Rios. A while ago, he used to be at Taft at one point, so that's what makes this game interesting. But for his first year as the OC here at Banquete.
All right, this is a big third down play here for the home team, the Banquete Bulldogs. Let's see what they do. They'll quarterback keep, sneak, and boy, he'll be pushed. He'll be pushed all the way down to the.
He fumbled.
There is a fumble, and it's picked up by the Greyhounds. And look out, this young man, he could go all the way.
There he goes.
I don't think, well, he's going to run out of steam a little bit. They're going to throw him down at about the 11-yard line.
Blaze Villarreal caught him, but it was Xavier Sierra who had good vision, saw that ball come out, and made sure to pick it up and go.
Let's take a look at the replay if we can. And Miracle Method is going to show us the replay here. There was a flag on the play. They may call this one back. But anyway, let's take a look at it again. And you will see that it's the old quarterback sneak, and all of a sudden the ball is going to come out of nowhere.
There it goes. Yep, it looked like number 10 or number 12. Trying to keep an eye on that one, the one on the ground there, number 10 there from Taft. That was, the quarterback, David Davis, who stripped it out.
Well, they're going to bring it back. So that play has been nullified.
I was ready because our sponsor, I was getting ready to say our turnover sponsor, Ewald Kubota, but we'll see if the defense can try to punch it out again. Good save for the Banquete Bulldogs is there. They're happy to have that one back.
So, again, tonight we're in Banquete, and there's some other games being played tonight as well, correct?
There are, and there's some good ones, too, at CCISD. Some big playoff implications there as well. I believe it's Carroll versus the King Mustangs, and then you've got Gregory Portland versus Ray. So I'll see if I can get a score update for both of those games, one at Buck Stadium and one at Cabinets Field.
Now, the ball was recovered by the Greyhounds, so they will start from the 36-yard line. 1st and 10. This will be their second possession of the game. And we had late first quarter here with 54 seconds to play. They did a really good job of running the football on their first possession. Yeah, we got another fumble on the field, and this time it's picked up by the Banquete Bulldogs. So another turnover. So this time, Banquete gets the ball right back after they gave the ball.
I want to see that replay because that was an Ewald Kubota turnover. So let's see if we can play that one back. I was too busy looking at scores, so please bring it back for me.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Miracle Method helping us out with that Ewald Kubota turnover. Let's see who got the ball there.
Yeah, it just flat came out of the hands of the running back and right into the waiting arms of one Banquete football player.
That was number 59, it looks like.
So now Banquete gets a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 on the Taft 36-yard line. Flores throws it out, and a big hit there by the Taft Greyhounds. They're going to end up losing a yard or two on that play. That young man, he paid the price for making that catch.
I know I want to go back and give some credit there. If that was 59, that was Banquete's Jordan Guerrero with the recovery.
Put this in as a nominee for the big hit. That last play has got to be a nominee tonight.
I'll have to go back and look at that one later. I'm too busy trying to look up names from other plays so I can write these down.
2nd down. That was a loss of about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 14 now. And Flores drops. Got time. Got a man. Caught another big hit, but number 2 hangs on for a Banquete precision air first down. So a nice play there by number 2, Logan Blanchard, who's also the kicker. Let's go back and look at that replay of the big hit if we can. So this is the play that brought to you by Miracle Method. So add this to your, all right, this is not the big hit play. Okay, this is the catch. So a nice one there by Blanchard. And that is the end of the first period. We are scoreless. You're watching Game Night South Texas live from Banquete, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. Back for the start of the second quarter right after this. Welcome back, Game Night South Texas. Alan Harwell with Larissa Liska and Iran Hammy. We need to get down to see Iran. We haven't heard from Iran tonight, so we will need to get down there and get his thoughts. Let's do that. If we can line that up, let's get down there to him if we can. It's as we start the second period, we're scoreless. It's 0-0. And it's first down and 10 now for the home team, Banquete, on the 22-yard line. And Aiden Flores will hand it off around the left side, trying to make something happen, and some good running there.
Damian Jenkins, great job running on the outside. Again, he's that guy who has some speed. I do have a quick score update. Your Carroll Tigers, because you're all modern, but Carroll Tigers up 7-0 over King at the end of the first.
They beat all the Northwest schools, beating Cal Allen and Tuloso back-to-back.
So they're on a roll right now, and Carroll needs this win if they want to make playoffs this year.
And, of course, we're going to have them here coming up in a few weeks when they take on Gregory Portland.
That'll be a big playoff implication game.
2nd and 4. Another big run and down to about the 5, and it's Jenkins carrying the ball, carrying the load right now.
Well, you know, we normally toss to Iran after a touchdown, and it looks like Banquete is about to knock on that door if they can keep running. They got a precision air first down. So we'll see inside on the 6-yard line if they can punch it in. 1st and goal
as they try to take advantage of that big turnover. They started this drive on the 36. Now they've got it down to the 6-yard line. Flores is under center. And we may have had some movement before the snap of the football. That was Jimenez, who was the ball carrier. And this is going to go against the offense. So it'll now be 1st and goal. Now they'll move it out to about the 11-yard line.
I do have another score update for you. Gregory Portland just moved up 14-0 over Ray in the second quarter.
Been a tough start for the Texans this year. So we'll see if they can have a better second half.
And again, that's why I think that GP Carroll game down the road, Week 9, that'll be a good one on Game Night South Texas.
All right, once again, it is Josh Jimenez. Not a whole lot there this time. Again, Banquete knocking on the door here, trying to get in the game's first score. It's been scoreless. Neither team is able to find pay dirt.
I will say this about Banquete. They do have a kicker that can make some field goals. I saw him warming up. So if it does come down to a 4th down, it's only 2nd down now, but they do have a kicker that has the potential, has the leg to do it. That's Logan Blanchard.
2nd and 9 now. Actually, 2nd and goal from the 9. We got another timeout called, and this time it will be Banquete that will call. They want to talk about it. All right, we're going to take a break with them. There's 10-14 to play. We're scoreless. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. We'll be back after this.
For our community. So please be generous as you see folks going around.
Welcome back to Banquete. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. We are scoreless here between Banquete and Taft. Alan Harwell here, along with Larissa Liska. And I keep saying Ron Hamby. We haven't heard from him yet, but I'm sure we will after the game's first score, and it may just happen here in just a moment. It's 2nd and goal now from the 9. And, we got us another fumble. And this one is going to be picked up by Banquete. They had tried a little trickery there. Let's take a look at that again. Let's take a look at the Miracle Method replay. You will see here they will try the old trick play, but boy, we've had a lot of fumbles tonight early in this ball game. And
that was Damian Jenkins who fumbled it, but luckily he fell right on top of it. So good save by the Bulldogs, but now they got 18 yards to get to score.
Yeah, it's 3rd and goal now, and they got some work to do now. And Flores under center, back. He'll roll right, and he'll miss his intended target, number 3, Josh Jimenez. So now it's 4th and long. And let's see if we see the field goal kicker that Larissa.
Right, I saw Logan Blanchard getting some field goal kicks in. He had the leg for it for sure. I even saw him at, I believe it was 35 yards out. Maybe it was 25 yards out. And he was just maybe a couple feet short. So I know he's got a leg. He's got some distance. But it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. And again, they've got to get 17 yards to score here. Or 17 or 16. It's right around there, 17 yards.
All right, so Flores will come out. He'll be in the shotgun.
He's got number 24, Blaze Villarreal, on the near side.
He'll drop back. He's got time. Got a man across the middle, incomplete.
He was looking for J.D. Gomez, but great defensive stop there.
So they'll turn it over on downs. So that's got to be a big disappointment for Banquete when they got the turnover, 36-yard line, and could not put it into the end zone. So once again, the Taft Greyhounds will get the ball now with 9:25 to play. Well, we don't have a lot of highlights yet for you for the 10 o'clock news yet, do we?
I thought we had that, that fumble return that went almost all the way back to the house. That got called back, and then we've had some big hits tonight between these two teams. Both of these teams battling hard because, again, they need to win to keep their playoff hopes alive tonight in UIL 3A Division II District 16.
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's Banquete. They're looking for their first district win. Taft is 1-1.
The top dogs in this group right now, I say dogs, ironically they're both dogs, but Odom's 2-0 and they're at the top spot right now.
All right, we've been promising you all night we'd have Ron Hammy on tonight, so let's head down to the sidelines and we're going to prove to you that he's here. Ron, how are you doing, big man?
Hey, Alan, feeling good down here. Thankful for some good weather. But on that last drive, I don't know if you guys noticed, they really bounced back there, the Bulldogs did. And the quarterback had a little pep talk with his coach, Rydell. After that fumble, he was feeling disheveled and just looked really rejected from the game. Coach said, water under the bridge. Let's get back to it. Threw that nice pass to end the first quarter. Unfortunately, the drive didn't end how they wanted to. We got a stalemate going on down here. So I'll be back with you guys as soon as somebody scores tonight. Alan.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, both teams are battling turnovers right now. And there is a flag on the play, so they're talking about it. And the officials have huddled up over there with Taft head coach Joe Riojas. And you can see that at the top of your screen. So that gives us a chance to talk about tomorrow night. What's your game of the week tomorrow night?
Our game of the week is a rivalry in CCISD. The Moody Trojans 4-1 to start the season against the Miller Buccaneers, who are 3-2. But I mean, don't look at that record. They've been playing teams like DeSoto, lost a tough game against Sinton. That's going to be a fun matchup. But what's great about it, not only is it a rivalry, but Miller head coach Justin Evans graduated from Moody, and Moody head coach Michael Cantu graduated from Miller. So there's a lot of fun there for sure. A great CCISD rivalry, so excited to see that one tomorrow with Iran. I'm going to be heading out to Cal Allen. I think they got to, they just got to do what they do best, but I think they're going to get the dub for me against the Valley View. That's their district game tomorrow.
Mark it down.
But I'm also going to be, this will be a fun one, Veterans Memorial's at Cabinets. And, they play Harlingen South. Veterans Memorial lost to PSJ North, I believe, last week or the week before, so they really need to beat Harlingen South to stay top 3 in their district, which has like 9 teams in that district. Flower Bluff on top, by the way. But Harlingen South, I watched them play Flower Bluff, and first half it was really close. Second half, Flower Bluff pulled away. But one thing I can tell you about Harlingen South is they are very aggressive on that line of scrimmage. And I don't just mean physical. Like, they do things sometimes, the officials can't see them. So Veterans Memorial's got to keep their composure and don't let that bother them.
All right, by the way, that flag was waved off. There was no flag on the play. Now, Davis wanted to go deep, but he's going to get sacked again. That's a huge play there.
The dog pound on the attack. Big hit by 52. and 70 and 59. Let's see if I can remember all those numbers. That's Miguel Hernandez again. I believe we said 79. That's Zane Willis and 60. I don't have a 60 on here, so maybe it wasn't a 60. But great stop by. I think that's got to go for a big hit of the game as well. Big hit by the Bulldogs.
And Davis, he was shaken up on the play, and we didn't really talk about it, but when he got sacked last time, he got up slowly. So I think that maybe his left wrist that he was holding on to there. So we'll see. But anyway,
no good for a quarterback, even if it's not your throwing hand.
That was a 9-yard loss, so it'll now be 2nd and 19. And look like
another flag.
Banquete may have moved just a tad early. Let's see if they were drawn offsides. And they were. So that'll be half the distance to the goal line. So Taft is going backwards here. Remember, last time they had the ball, they fumbled on their first play, turned it over. And again, this is a place where you don't want to fumble the football.
Both teams winning this battle tonight so far on defense.
So now inside the 5-yard line. Got to be careful here. Davis got a man wide open at the 20 to the 25. That's down to the, I think they picked up the first down. I think they're going to mark it. No, they're going to mark him shy as he stepped out of bounds. So it'll now be 2nd and short. Nice comeback play there because that was 2nd and 23, and they picked up about 18 on the play. So it'll now be 3rd down and about 4. So Davis, got somebody
flag.
Moving again here.
I do have a score update for you.
Let's see who this is going to go again against Taft. That's going to be another 5-yard mark-off, so it'll now be, I guess, about 3rd and 9 now.
This game might be quiet on offense, but the Carroll Tigers are up 21-7 against King at Cabinets Stadium. It's the 2nd quarter. And Gregory Portland up 14-7 over Ray in the 2nd quarter. Again, I'm getting all my scores from Dave Campbell's Texas Football.
Big play here for Taft, 3rd and long as Davis rolls right, in trouble. He'll throw it, and that's a great play there by number 4 who batted that ball away, and that is William Herrera. Let's go back and look at that. Let's take a look at the Miracle Method replay, and you'll see number 4 go in there and bat the ball away at the last second. Check this out. This is one of the better defensive plays of the game. You'll see Davis roll right. Looks like he's got a man, and he'll go in there and bat that ball away, just like he's taught in practice, right?
He did. You know, he had his eyes on the quarterback the whole way through, read that pass. And, you know, with Davis rolling to his right, it was tough to throw back across his body, but tough throw there. And now they're going, you know, we've seen so many fumbles. This is probably one of the few first punts we've seen.
We've only had one tonight.
And that's a good one. Nice bounce there.
That will roll down to the 44-yard line, so that is where Banquete will start 1st and 10 in their own territory. Good Thursday night crowd on hand here in Banquete. Temperature down to about 80 degrees now. Got a nice cool breeze, making things a little more tolerable tonight.
That's what's great about being in towns like Banquete. You know, I say Three Rivers, that's my hometown. You can just see for miles. You know, the whole town, the whole county. You know, it's wide open spaces out there. Great view tonight. But here we are in Banquete, and they got the ball.
Yeah, they've been able to move the ball in their last 2 possessions, but they just can't get that big play to find the end zone. And once again, a swarm of Greyhounds.
That started with number 23, Hunter Montemayor.
So it'll now be 2nd down and about 12. What we got coming up at halftime? We got a couple of feature stories, correct?
We do, and one of them will be on the Banquete quarterback and one of his teammates. They both suffered ACL injuries last year, so it's great seeing them both back on the field this year.
And there is Flores. Drop back, in trouble. He'll get it away. Screen play to number 31.
He's got some wide open room to run.
Well, he's got, there's
right to the line of scrimmage.
There's a big hit nominee right there by number 31 for the Greyhounds. And that, of course, was
number 31. I do not have that on my roster.
Yeah, I don't have that on there either.
Maybe it was a 21. They do have a 21. I'm going to go with Brandon Suarez.
Again, we're looking for a score here. We are scoreless with 6:40 to play in the first half. And Flores will roll right. He's got some protection. He'll throw it downfield. And incomplete. Had a man. And
that was number 2. That was Logan Blanchard. He also had another receiver, Damian Jenkins, that was out there, but he was going for Logan Blanchard.
Take a look at it again. And you'll see that it was a well-developed play.
And he had the arm. It had just a little bit too much distance.
Well, here's your Miracle Method replay. So you will see Flores. He'll roll right. Got good protection.
It's tough throwing on the run like that.
And just a little overthrown.
Just a little bit.
So they're going to have to pump the ball now. Facing 4th and 9. And this is a low-line knuckleball kick. But look at the roll it got down to the 20-yard line. So that is where the Greyhounds. Well, no, they're actually going to mark it at about the 17-yard line.
You know, you were talking about low-scoring games. This wouldn't be the first time this year on Game Night South Texas. It actually turned out to be a pretty good game, at least for Tuloso Midway, when they battled the London Pirates at London. I remember the score at halftime was 7-0, I believe, London. And, man, Damian Figueroa from Tuloso Midway came back, and I believe he had 5 rushing touchdowns in the second half. So It's low now, but that second half you get coaches, making some adjustments, and these players are totally different.
Yeah, it's always fun to see what adjustments they do make at halftime. So I know they've got some planning to do during the halftime, which is only 6 minutes and 22 seconds away.
That's why Friday highlights are always tough, because at least for me, I have to leave by halftime. I rarely ever can stay for the second half just so I can get back and edit my highlights, as well as some of our other photographers getting those highlights for us.
All right, let's see what Mr. Davis will do this time. He'll hand it off to Hunter Montemayor, and there is no room to run.
We will be getting a great game from the Valley. They're helping us out with this one. It's Refugio 5-1 at Santa Maria, who's 5-0. So we'll see if Refugio can get that district win or if Santa Maria stays undefeated. But another game we'll be getting is Aransas Pass at West Oso. But that'll be Drew. But his second game is the one I'm really interested in, because that one is in this same district tonight. It's George West, who's undefeated in district 1-0. Odom, who's undefeated overall, 6-0, 2-0 in district, battling for that top spot.
Davis back in trouble.
Wide open man.
And he's got a man wide open, as you mentioned, 40, 45,
Andrew
50,
Martinez.
45. That's the biggest play of the game so far, all the way down to about the 43-yard line. So a great pickup there. Let's take a look at that precision air first down replay from Miracle Method. And there was a little defensive. Something happened on defense there because he was wide open.
Great job by David Davis finding some time. He's tall, so he can see over that line, and Andrew Martinez just wide open there. I believe that was about I'd have to do my math again, 10, 20, 30, 40, 43-yard gain for Andrew Martinez.
Well, put that in the highlights for tonight. And once again, they'll go back to the run game. This is going to be about a 6-yard pickup. As number 24, that's J.J. Ozuna, the sophomore, pressed into action tonight. Officially a 4-yard pickup, so it'll now be second down and 6.
You know, that's the benefit, again, of having a 6'3" quarterback. He's able to see over that line, especially when he's under duress. And one thing, he likes to roll out of the pocket a lot. I like what he did there where he stayed in the pocket, kept that composure. That's really tough to do.
Davis in trouble, gets out of trouble. He'll run. He's got some room. He's down to the 15.
There's a couple flags out there.
All the way down to the 10. Yeah, this may be coming back. They're going to rule him out of bounds at the 5. May have a holding call here.
I just talked about him staying in the pocket, but if you see an opening like that, you got to go for it. But, yep, he got 2 flags out on that one, so we'll see what the officials call. But like you said, more than likely coming back.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have ourselves another highlight there, but we're going to have a holding call here against
that would have been a
Greyhounds.
38-yard touchdown run by David Davis.
Holding, yes. Oh, okay.
Against the Bulldogs, which will be declined. Oh, check it. It is a holding against Taft.
All right.
That is declined.
We had holding on both sides.
We had a bunch of flags, a bunch of laundry.
So we'll just completely redo the play now.
But they are going to lose 5 yards on that play. So now they're on their, Taft is on their 45-yard line. Well, they're on the 45-yard line of Banquete, but they've got 45 yards to score, and they need about 13 yards to get a first down.
4 minutes, 25 seconds to play. We'll have the bands at halftime as well. We've had a lot of games this year where both teams were the same color, so it can kind of throw you off a little bit, right?
Orange Grove and Beeville, you know, London and TM both have some maroon. So, yeah, it's been kind of tough for sure. And I planned it, so that's my fault.
Davis going deep, got a man, but it is a little underthrown, incomplete.
That was Logan Blanchard on defense for Banquete, trying to get that one-handed interception, get the tip there. But, yeah, going back into the districts, I've mentioned it a little bit, but right now Odom is 6-0. They're one of our 5-6 undefeated teams in the Coastal Bend. I say 6 because Annapolis Christian in private school 6-man, they're also one of those undefeated teams. But Odom's 2-0 in district. George West is 3-2 overall, but they're 1-0 in district. And then Santa Rosa is also 1-0 in district, 5-0 overall this season. So they've got the top 3 spots. George West versus Odom is going to be a big matchup, and you'll see those highlights on the Friday Night Fever. So that'll be a big matchup determining who takes that top spot. And, you know, when Taft and Banquete play those teams, got to be ready.
3rd and 13 now. As Davis
More
will roll
laundry.
right in trouble. He'll get sacked all the way back to the 46-yard line. That'll be about a 6-yard
Big
loss.
hit by Adrian Gonzalez and Miguel Hernandez. If I had to pick a top player tonight right now, at least on the Banquete side, that's Miguel Hernandez. On defense, he has been all over the field. He was one of the guys I interviewed leading up to the game this week, but there is some laundry here around the 44-yard line on the near side.
Well, that's a recurring theme here so far tonight. So illegal procedure called against the Greyhounds, and they'll decline that one. So it'll be 4th and long, and once again, Taft will be forced to punt. So that will give Banquete some time. Right now there's 3:37 left.
But they will have more than likely the worst field position of the night here if Taft can pin them inside their own red zone.
Guys, let's try to go down to Ron Hammy if at all possible after this punt. If y'all can talk to that young man down there and get him set up. Here comes the kick. It's a high kick. Let's see what kind of roll we get. Not much. It's going to come back this way. So really not too bad a field position. As they'll get, okay, they want us to take a timeout here, and we're going to do that. There's 3:13 to play. We're scoreless. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. We're coming right back. Okay. All right, back in Banquete tonight for Game Night South Texas. You see the score, it's scoreless, and Ron Ham is standing down on the sidelines to get his thoughts. Ron, it's scoreless, but, you know, Banquete's got a chance to do something here before halftime.
Alan, it's a real barn burner out here. I was just telling our camera guy, Matthew, I wish it was actually snowing because then this might make sense for us. Now, we've seen both teams love to run the ball. The passing game hasn't really connected, except for that last drive. We had a big pass play, but other than that, it's been kind of sparse. Now, the running game, have you noticed that Banquete here loves the fast-paced game right now? And I think that's going to play to their advantage at least some point tonight. Hopefully on this drive, we're coming up to halftime, so let's find out.
All right, thank you, Rob. That was Aiden Flores who picked up a precision air first down. And he'll move those chains, and the clock is running. 3 minutes to go.
And you mentioned that. He loves to run the ball. I think that's what it's going to take for Banquete to score on this drive. They were pinned back pretty far, but a great start. That was a precision air first down for the Banquete Bulldogs.
Flores under center. He's got 3 backs behind him, and he'll hand it off.
That's Jenkins.
Yeah, Jenkins will pick up about 6. Again, they've done a good job of moving the football between the 20s tonight.
I think what really works out I think what really works out well is when they have that bunch formation in the backfield, causing a lot of confusion. That Taft team has a tough time stopping them.
2nd down and 5 from the 41-yard line. High snap. Flores was, and another turnover. This is going to be recovered by Taft. That's number 21, Malachi Paredes.
That's an Ewald Kubota turnover for the Taft Greyhounds. Let's look on that replay again. Was it just a bad snap? What did we see here?
Yeah, it really was. And
Miracle Method making that happen.
You'll see it right here. And then Flores just could not get on the ball.
I don't even think David Davis at 6'2" could. That was a tough one.
Yeah, that was. So that's going to give Taft an opportunity here. They're 51 yards away from the goal line with 2 minutes and 16 seconds to play. As we are still looking for our first score of the game. 2 teams in dire need of a district win tonight. So Davis, the big man, the tall one, 6'3", a quarterback. And he's looking for an open receiver. He's going to have to run for his life, and he's going to pick up about 5 as he'll be run out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 2:07 to play here before halftime.
I just saw Banquete's number 52, Miguel Hernandez, clapping at that one because he knows he almost had Davis back there. He's been attacking all night and causing havoc. Looks like we might have had a flag on the field, though. So it's going right back. What David just ran is going backwards for the Taft Greyhounds.
Well, you know, the coaches at halftime are going to talk about at least two things, right? The turnovers and the penalties. That's been a killer on both sides tonight.
Because both teams, like you said, they found momentum, and right when they're finding momentum, that's when that turnover has been happening.
1st and 20 for the Greyhounds. Now the ball backed up to their own 39-yard line. Davis in the shotgun. Throw. Ooh, man, I think kind of took his eye off the football. That would have been a big hit right there. That would have been a big hit nominee. Take a look at let's look at that again if we can, guys. Watch, Larissa. This would have been a nominee for big hit if you watch this play. Had he caught the ball, I think we would have had a big hit right there.
Oh, he read it all the way. He read it all. Great job holding back as soon as he saw the catch was not caught.
So that'll stop the clock. Minute 43 to play. It's 2nd down and 20. I think these two teams just want to get in the locker room and talk about it and come out and start all over again here. Davis rolling left. Had time, but now he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He'll start running with the ball. He'll pick up about 5.
Miguel Hernandez nearly had him way back there, but David Davis able to slip out of that one. It's still a country mile for a 3rd down now.
And the clock is running. 1:21, as you see on your screen. And obviously Taft is in no hurry here to get in another play too fast. Again, I think both teams are ready to go and go to the locker room and just forget about all this silliness that we've seen here in the first half with the turnovers and all the penalties. Look out, Davis is going to be in trouble. He's hit, fumble, and it's recovered. No, it's not.
Oh, but never mind, it's recovered again.
So let's see how far number 24 can take it. We may have our highlight right here.
That's J.J. Azuna getting a precision air first down.
Down to the 39. Wow. That is getting a
Banquete did a great job with that fumble, but, man, you just couldn't recover it. I don't know if we have time to – it's 44 seconds left on the clock. Looks like, wonder if we can get that replay. I don't know if we're going to timeout, but if not, I'd like to see it. Here we go.
Did call a timeout. So this is the craziest play of the game so far. As you see Davis, and you know he's going to be in a world of hurt right here as the ball is knocked loose. Looked like Banquete was going to recover the ball, but it is picked up by number 24, and he is off to the races.
Who would have thought, got to give credit to Banquete at 25, Adrian Gonzalez, who got the hit on David Davis. But, man, Ozuna with the big save of the day. And now they're on the Banquete side of the ball, on the 39-yard line with 44 seconds to go. And, again, David Davis, I said it, he's got a deep throw. If he can just drop it in the basket to one of his guys, Taft can get on the board, but he can throw it that far.
So you're calling it right here? Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's got 44 seconds left. I'm thinking they'll get a first down first, try to make it a little easier for him. But if it comes down to it, he can make the shot.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. And Davis has time. He'll throw. Caught. Down to about the 32. That's only about a 7-yard pickup. They're going to need more yardage. And the clock is running 32 seconds. Now, I know they've already used at least 2 timeouts.
That's at least 20 seconds off the clock. It just keeps ticking. Finally, a timeout.
Yeah. And it is going to be called.
19 seconds off that clock.
Yeah, that was a big killer right there. So that'll stop it with 25 seconds to play here before halftime. So, again, coming up at halftime, we'll have the bands. We'll have 2 really good feature stories. And we'll have your halftime highlights. We're going to get real creative on our highlights tonight.
We are. We got, I can tell you what, I have a big challenge ahead of me when it comes to the King Ranch Ag and Turf Big Hit of the Game sponsor.
Well, I think we're going to see something in the 3rd quarter that's really going to stand out for that big hit. So anxious to see what that play is going to be.
But so far, the defenses have definitely been dominating this game. And again, my top player right now, if I had to pick at halftime, is Miguel Hernandez from Banquete, because he has been making David Davis run out of the pocket, run for his life. So keep an eye on number 52 here with 25 seconds left on the clock. But like I said, Davis has an arm, and right now they're on their 31, 32-yard line. So, he can get it there, no doubt. It's just, can he get it on target? That's going to be the question.
Well, we're probably going to find that out here on these next 2 plays. I imagine they will have to put the ball in the air out of timeouts. 25 seconds left. They are 31 yards away from the goal line. They need 2 yards for a first down. Davis is going to go across the middle, and that ball is intercepted at the 5. We're coming back the other way.
Damian Jenkins with the interception. He looks like he's going, he almost made it past the 50, right to the 39-yard line.
Well,
I don't know if Adrian
turnover.
Flores can throw it that deep.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay, guys, if we can. Miracle Method is going to bring it up here as he threw the ball right to the man in the green uniform, as you'll see right here. As there's just nobody
open Banquete
in the vicinity.
Again, like I said, he could throw it that far. It's just could he get it on target? The only player close to him was 23. That was Hunter Montemayor.
13 seconds left to play before halftime. Again, we are scoreless in Banquete, Texas. And we'll have a coach's interview coming up here in just a moment. Flores is back. He's going to throw it as far as he can down the middle. That ball almost and should have been intercepted.
Right through the hands of Xavier Sieta, the senior at Taft.
And that'll stop the clock with 6 seconds. So I believe we'll have the Banquete coach. Is that correct? Okay, we're going to grab
Lance
gentleman.
Rydell.
Yes.
His name for me is easy to remember because I see a lot of the helmets are Rydell helmets.
There you go. Well, I imagine, what do you think? They'll crank it, go deep again, and, hope for a pass interference or a crazy play, right?
I would. That's what I would do. I don't know if they're going to try a little flea flicker, but I don't know. You have to make sure, Adrian's throwing the ball, because I would think that it looks like they're just going to kneel it, run out the clock here.
They're going to go ahead and hand out. We
fumble.
got another fumble on the play, and it's recovered, I believe, by Taft.
That's an Ewald Kubota turnover, and I missed that call on the interception as well. So it looks like that's how our first half's going to end.
Yeah, we have run out of time here. 0-0 after 24 minutes of play on the field. And It's got to be halftime. I don't see any other way they can run another play. They're talking about it, but okay, they're going to add 2 seconds to the clock. All right. The half that will not end. 2 seconds left. So I imagine they'll hand the ball off again here.
After that fumble, I think I'd kneel it.
I think this is the most turnovers, Larissa, we've had in a half this year for a game night South Texas.
I know, Ewald Kubota helping us out with that turnover.
They're getting plenty of publicity out of this game. I know that. All right, Taft with a chance to throw it deep in the end zone to try to score before halftime, but
right
incomplete.
Out of 22's hands, looking for Andrew Martinez.
All right, we have reached halftime here on Game Night South Texas. We are scoreless between Taft and Banquete. And let's head down to the sidelines. We've got Ron Hammy, who's going to have the Banquete head coach here in just a moment. He is going to talk to one of his players. I think he's going to go out and talk actually to one of the officials. All right. He's got it now. Let's head down to Ron Hammy on the sidelines, who's got the Banquete head coach. Ron, it's all yours now.
26.
All right, guys, I've got Coach Rydell with me. Coach, offense has been a struggle most of the year, but what do you need to do to get this one? It's still within reach. We're 0-0 right now.
We need to clean up our little mistakes that we're having, our mental mistakes, turnovers and missed blocks and little bitty things like that, and running the right routes. And we clean that up and solidify everything. It ought to be a good second half.
I'm seeing you do a lot of live coaching out there. It seems the adjustments are working for you. What are you liking on the defensive side tonight?
Defense, we're flying to the ball. We need more communication secondary-wise. We're not communicating well enough. I think we need to do that in order to be able to shore up our secondary. We got to do a better job of tackling, breaking down, because quarterback's a very elusive individual, and we got to do a better job of tackling in the backfield.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck in the second half. All right, guys, we'll catch up with Taft right before halftime ends. Back to you guys.
All right, Ron, thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you to Coach Rydell for, and he was being honest about it. I mean, they've missed out on several opportunities. But, again, they'll go in at halftime. They will talk about it. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have your halftime festivities. Again, you're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. There's your score, 0-0. We're coming right back.
Deep breath. You hear him breathing? Yeah. They're learning how to do electrical. They're learning how to do deep breath. You hear him breathing? Yeah. They're learning how to do electrical.
Welcome back to Game Night South Texas, sponsored by Thomas J. Henry, but it's halftime, and our halftime sponsor is Truckers Equipment, and you know what that means. It's almost time to bring out the bands. Of course, Taft will go first, but first, I just want to give one special story out for Taft. Taft ISD 7th grade students at Richard L. Trevino Junior High are focusing on career readiness. Our neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Balderrama, gives us an inside look at the program, helping them plan their futures.
Deep breath. You hear him breathing? Yeah. They're learning how to do electrical. They're learning how to do drones. They're learning how to do solar systems, medical.
Bobby Claypack oversees the Career and Technical Education program at Richard L. Trevino Junior High.
Student comes in here and they go on a rotation, a 10-day rotation, and they have to actually go on and do reading, watch videos, answer quizzes, and then finally they get to do a hands-on experience.
CTE, Principal Christina Costa says, is aimed to help students make smart choices.
So by the time they become an 8th grader and they're looking at their high school course plan, they have a better idea of what pathway that they want to choose.
Do you have an idea of what you want to be when you grow up?
No, not really. I'm still thinking.
No? What about you?
Like, probably a welder like my dad.
7th graders Steven Rojas and Isaiah Villarreal might not be sure what they want to be, but others like Brooklyn Meza and Leah Sinast are sure they want to learn to help prepare for the future.
So that whenever we get older and we have children, we'll know how to take care of them and all that, and we'll know how to nurse them and feed them.
While Brooklyn and Leah are years away from motherhood, their principal tells me CTE is an opportunity she hopes pays off.
We want them to not only graduate with a high school diploma, but even have a certificate so that way they're career ready when they leave us at Taft ISD.
You're watching Corpus Christi 6 News.
The new program officially starts next week. In Taft, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Victoria Valderrama, Chris 6 News.
I don't know about y'all, but I think I saw our next reporter out there. Great job from Taft, but now we got your Taft marching band. Thank you to our band break sponsor, Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. Again, this is your Taft Greyhound Band.
The Taft High School Band is under the direction of Head Director Mr. Robert Valdez II and Assistant Band Director Jason Palmore and Maximus Valdez. The Greyhound Band would like to thank Superintendent of Schools Dr. Irene Garza and the Taft Board of Trustees. Finally, we would like to thank the band boosters and the parents that helped make these efforts possible. Thank you for all your continued support. Once again, let's hear it for our band with pride, the Taft High School Greyhound Marching Band.
I don't know about y'all, but I heard some Fall Out Boy in that one. Great job by the Taft Greyhound Band. We'll be right back after this quick timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the field. They're loud, they're proud, and they came to please the crowd. They are your Banquete Bulldog Marching Band. The band is led by drum major Natalia Camacho. Tonight they will be performing their 2024 marching show, Decomposers, Bach from the Grave. Featured throughout the show is organist and keyboardist Henry Charba. The first movement features the famous recognizable melody from Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor. Movement 2 is Bach's Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring, transformed into a minor key, and it features soloist Mackenzie James on flute, Marilyn Moody on trumpet, and Tristan Vela on saxophone. The third and final movement is Bach's Little Fugue in G minor, featuring Eddie Ovalle on tuba. Enjoy.
Quarterback Aiden Flores and left guard Ricardo Ramirez play.
Oh, I got to get my thing. Welcome back to Game Night South Texas. Our Banquete Band getting ready to go. But first, it's every athlete's worst fear, getting injured and not being able to play. Banquete neighborhood news reporter Fernando Arevalo met with a tag team of Bulldogs on the football field who suffered the same injury last year. But they are now back and better than ever.
Quarterback Aiden Flores and left guard Ricardo Ramirez play two different roles on their team, but they share one thing in common.
I tore my ACL and my MCL.
It was an ACL and meniscus tear.
Two leg injuries sidelined the young athletes in 2023, breaking their hearts and forcing them to require surgery shortly afterward. Both faced with pain and doubt.
A lot of my thinking was, like, I'm probably never going to play again.
I came out of surgery and went to the game, but I had to leave early because right after surgery, it's like the worst pain ever. The week after surgery is horrible.
Despite being out the rest of the season, they continued to support their teammates.
I was definitely sad. I didn't get to experience it, but I enjoyed helping out, the other guys.
It made me sad, basically, because I love playing football, but I was just happy for my friends because they got their seasons too.
And thanks to some guidance from their coach keeping them in good spirits, these two Bulldogs were able to make it back to the gridiron.
He just gave us so much encouragement, helped us a lot through our journey. And I think that's also another big part of what helped us recover so fast.
Every athlete and kid that comes through here, they're like family to me, and I treat them like my own sons. And, both of them, it was devastating when they got hurt last year. You work hard to be able to get onto the field, and then something happens, unfortunately, but their mindset was to come back and be stronger and better.
And I asked both young men what they would tell an athlete going through a hard injury like they did. They both said to move forward and trust God. Reporting in Banquete, Fernando Arevalo, Chris 6 News.
Thank you so much. Great to see both those football players back on the field just in time for your Banquete Band. Thank you so much to our band break sponsor, Texas A&M University Corpus Christi. Great performance by the Banquete Band. Thank you so much for joining us for the Game Night South Texas halftime show. We'll be right back.
Thank you so much for the warm applause. I would like to quickly recognize the sections and students of the week for the last 3 weeks. Section of the week this week is our tuba section. The week before this was the clarinets, and the week before that was our flute section. Students of the week this week are Liliana Barrera, Isaiah Gomez, and Joshua Benavidez. Prior to that was Leslie Polanco, Angel Pena, and Evan Zepeda. And the week before that was Clarissa Vela, Brianna Martinez, and Andres Mascoro. We would also like to give thanks to our BHS principals, Mrs. Elsa Hofstetter and Mrs. Crystal Dawson, and the district superintendent, Dr. Stacy Johnson, the board of trustees, and our band boosters, parents, and community for the continuous support. The Bulldog Band is under the direction of Thomas Hilly and John Davis. Thank you all for your support. Have a good night and safe travels home.
All right, welcome back. Game night, South Texas. And there's your score. It's 0-0. How did we get here? Well, let's roll the highlights and let's show you what really happened in this football game and why we were scoreless. A lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers, and missed opportunities. That was the difference so far in the first half. And each team turned the ball over on several occasions. Here's one right here where actually this play was brought back after the fumble recovery. But you will see throughout the highlights here, it's just a lot of turnovers. Here's another turnover. So I would say there was at least 6 turnovers in that first half and an abundant amount of penalties. Here's one of the bright moments, though, for the Taft Greyhounds. A nice pass across the middle. This was Andrew Martinez, who picked up a whole lot of chunky yardage after this, but they would wind up fumbling inside the 30-yard line. So that drive went avail. And then you have a high snap over Aiden Flores' head here that was picked up here. So this was pretty much the story of the first half. Again, turnovers, missed opportunities, and a whole lot of penalties. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the coach from Taft will join us with Ron Hamby. We're coming back right after this.
During the third quarter, Julie Ramirez will have a table set up at the south side of the home stands where you can go and put your name down for a shirt in support of Coach Carey. If you will, please think about doing that. If you're not able to get there before the end of the third quarter, please note that you can go to Julie Ramirez's Facebook page and take care of it there. Thank you for your support.
All right, welcome back, Game Night South Texas. We want to thank Truckers Equipment for being our halftime sponsor. We appreciate those fine folks over there. They've been helping us out for a long, long time. Also helping us out tonight is Ron Hammy. He's down the sidelines. He's got Taft head coach Joe Riojas with him. Ron, take it away.
Hey guys, got Coach Riojas here. Coach, offense was moving to start the game. Saw some success on the ground game. What did you see that changed for you guys?
Well, we just got to get out of our own way. We've been having some penalties and some turnovers that are just killing our drives and leaving our defense out there in the field too long. I think if we just clean up, our play and get out of our own way and quit making mistakes, we can sustain some drives and probably punch it in. We just got to do a better job of finishing drives.
This one's within everyone's reach here. 0-0 game. Haven't seen this in a while, but what'd you say to the boys in there to take this one away from Banquete?
I just told them, the game starts over. It's 0-0, and it's like the beginning of the game. But now we got 2 quarters, not 4. So every possession is very important, and we got to take advantage of every possession because I think sometimes it could come down to the last person with the ball wins. So we got to be very successful with our possessions.
I have a sneaking suspicion that might happen, but I'm hoping not so for everyone's sake here. Coach, good luck in the second half. All right, guys, I'll check in with you in just a bit. Alan, Larissa.
All right, Ron, thank you. Yeah, he pretty much said the exact same thing Coach Rydell said to you, Ron, as he was walking off going into the locker room, that a lot of missed opportunities. They got to clean some things up, and both teams will get that opportunity now and for the next 24 minutes, and be anxious to see how it all turns out. It's like going in and changing shirts and coming out, and then you're a whole brand new person. So let's see what happens here in the second half of play. Again, both teams needing a win tonight in district play. Don't forget, Taft came in 1-1. Banquete is 0-2 in that very competitive District 16 3A Division II. Overall, both teams are 2-4 coming into this ball game. So Banquete will kick the ball off to start the second half. So the Taft Greyhounds will get it to start the third quarter. So hopefully we'll see a little bit of a different game here, Larissa, in the second half.
Especially, Taft, I want to say who had the momentum in that second half, but it was the defense on both sides. A lot of turnovers, especially at the end. We had that interception from the Banquete defense, and then Taft doing a good job getting a fumble, and that's how the halftime ended. So we'll see if Taft can find a spark. David Davis looking deep for a lot of his guys, but he's just got to get the ball a little bit closer. But again, Azuna doing a great job running the ball. So I'm thinking they're going to try to at least run it a little bit more here, and that's how they'll start.
Well, I got to tell you, Banquete did a really good job of moving the football between the 20s. They just couldn't do anything once they got inside the red zone. Short kick, and it'll be taken here from Banquete, and that's where they'll start from their own 33-yard line. Again, David Davis, number 10, will come out at quarterback, and he's had some success tonight getting to the number 22, Andrew Martinez. J.J. Ozuna's had some good runs tonight. We've seen Hunter Montemayor come through on a couple of big plays this evening. And who knows, it may come down to the field goal kicker tonight. You just never know. We have not had an overtime game this year. Can you imagine
We've been close.
Can you imagine going into overtime scoreless?
I hope not. I hope not. I think these guys can get on the board in the second half. There's Coach Lance Rydell. He talked to his guys, getting his Banquete Bulldogs ready. But, man, you're right. H.M. King versus Moody got very close. Carroll and Cal Allen got very close, but look at this.
Yeah, we got us a really good run to start the ball game, or at least start this third quarter. And again, we talked about Ozuna, the sophomore.
And he got the precision air first down.
He had some pretty good opportunities that he showed his stuff in the first half. But again, it was the turnovers and the penalties that would bog both teams down. So they get up to the 49-yard line. And let's see what Mr. David Davis has up his sleeve on this play. as he's in the shotgun. He'll again hand it off to Ozuna, and there's just nothing there.
You know, in that one, there was a little bit of a hole maybe, but his O-line, it looks like he kind of ran in his own man, and then he only got that 1 yard there. But that's one thing, again, Banquete prides himself in this year is stopping the run game. So, like you said, if I were Taft, I would just run until you can't anymore, and maybe that'll be what opens up that pass game. But right now they got to go with the short passes because that deep ball, that's when they got the interception. That's when it was off the target. But every throw that he's made deep, for the most part, I think most of them have been up the middle. So I want to see if he's going to go for the deep ball, go for the near sideline, make it where it's only your guy who can get it.
No gain on that last play. It'll now be 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line for the Taft Greyhounds as they look to try to break this scoreless tie here early in the 3rd period. And Davis drops back. He'll run it. He's had a lot of success running the football. Look at him here down to the 40.
Running over defenders.
That's a 17-yard pickup, a precision error first down, and they will move those chains.
Good blocking up front. Again, David Davis forced out of the pocket on that one. He's really elusive with his legs. So I know he's definitely on the track team, but he's getting looked at right now on the sideline. They're looking at something over there.
Well, he's been banged around a little bit tonight. And again, I think it's something to do with that left hand. You see, he's kind of holding on to it a little bit. Tough kid, hanging in there. 1st and 10 now from the 34-yard line. So far, so good for the Greyhounds here. Davis will flip it out. Got a man down to the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. And that is a young man we've not called tonight. That is Michael Ortiz Jr.
He's a sophomore. Looked a little slow getting up, but then he hopped right back up. These Taft Greyhounds are athletic. They're multi-sport athletes. You'll see them on the field, the track, the basketball court.
It's another precision error first down. You know, Larissa, when you look at both rosters, there's not really a whole lot of kids on either roster, so everybody gets some playing time on both sides of the football. 1st and 10 now. In the red zone on the 18-yard line. And our first penalty took us a little over 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. Let's see who this one's going to get called against. Ball start against Taft. Oh, they've been their own worst enemy tonight. Well, both teams have.
They have. Both teams, like you said. You said it going into halftime. You said they need to clean up the penalties and they need to clean up the turnovers.
Yeah, both coaches had the identical reactions heading into this second half. So they'll mark 5 yards off. It'll now be 1st and 15. Again, you got Davis at quarterback. You've got Ozuna, number 24, in the backfield. You see him standing there. And once again, we got a false start against Taft.
2 in a row, not looking good,
and you
especially
heard
after gaining all that yardage.
Riojas tell, our own, Ron Hamby on the sidelines that we just got to clean these things up, and they have not done that yet.
I saw one Taft player pointing at Banquete. But I would think
it is a false start
on Taft.
5 yards back on the
so it'll now be 1st and 20 after a pretty good start to the second half. They had a couple of good runs to get them down into the red zone, but now they're out to the 28-yard line. And the clock starts up again with 8:54 and counting on a Thursday night in Banquete. There's Coach Rydell of Banquete looking on. Davis will roll left. God, there's no way he could take off and run forever if he wants to, but he'll throw it deep in the end zone, and it is incomplete. Had a couple of guys down there, but they also had 3 green shirts in the area. So that'll stop the clock with 8:37. It'll now be 2nd and 20. I do like the fact, Larissa, they did try to go deep and try to make something happen with the long pass.
They did, and like I said, it's kind of dangerous making that call. He can throw that far, but if they do it, they need to throw it near the sideline. Don't give that defense a chance to get an interception like they did in the second half, throwing it right up the middle. Got to get it where only your guy can try to make a play in the corner. But they got a long second down now.
Yeah, they have had success running the ball, and every time Davis has run the ball, he's averaging, I got to say, at least 10 yards a carry.
Looks like we have Davis back
He's got Ozuna in the backfield.
And once again, Davis will drop straight back. in trouble, avoids the would-be sack. Now he'll throw it into the end zone.
Wide open man. Oh.
In and out of the hands of number 22, and that, of course, is
Andrew Martinez, one of his top receivers. You know, a few weeks ago against Yorktown, Andrew Martinez was the homecoming king for the Taft Greyhounds. He caught a touchdown pass, and I remember we said make sure to crown him king.
That was a perfect night for him, I'm sure. 3rd down and 20, that stops the clock with 8:27 to play. So they have thrown the deep ball in the last 2 plays.
That was within range, too. If he had just thrown it, one, it probably would have been out of bounds if he caught it. But if he had just brought it in, you know, Martinez was wide open.
Well, they're going to have to get down to at least the 9-yard line if they want to get a first down. So Davis, a roll left, in trouble, avoids the rush. And he will throw it out, and it's caught to the 20, to the 15.
Good move there.
There is a first down.
And right at the pylon, it looks like he's going to be short.
Just a little bit short. That's a great play there. Number 9.
Michael Ortiz Jr.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore. Let's see if we can watch that again if we've got some time. Look at the juking
I think they're going to. They may huddle. They may.
Here's Miracle Method replay real quick. You keep an eye on that game, but just watch David Davis. He already knew he was going to roll out to his left. He got the defenders coming toward him, but Michael Ortiz doing a good job of hanging in there and giving him somebody to throw the ball to, and then making a man miss and getting right inside the end zone. Let's see if Taft can punch it in.
All right, back to live action now. They're on the 1-yard line, and Davis will hand it. No, he'll fake the handoff to Ozuna. Davis will take it himself, and he is in the end zone for the game's first score. David Davis from a yard out fakes the handoff to Ozuna and then runs it in for the score. And with 8:07 to play here in the 3rd quarter, it is now 6-0, as that is an Aztec Chevrolet touchdown. I hadn't get a chance to mention Aztec Chevrolet until
we haven't. Thank you so much to our Beeville Aztec Auto Group sponsor there for that touchdown.
And they will now try the extra point as number 52 comes in. And that is Jerry Chine II. And he will bang it through. Very well done. So the Greyhounds are on the board. They got a 7-0 lead with 8:07 to play here in the 3rd quarter. When we come back, we will take a look at the replay and have the kickoff for you. Watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry from Banquete, Texas. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Game Night South Texas. We have our first score of the game, and let's take a look at it as the Taft Greyhounds drive it down the field. And courtesy of Miracle Method, you will see right here, Davis will fake the handoff, and then he will take it in, and he'll just get just over the goal line for the game's first score, 7-0. So let's head down to the sideline to Ron Hamby. We got some action going on now. This second half could be a whole different story.
We got a whole new script for this second half, Alan and Larissa. And just like Coach Riojas was saying, Taft almost got in their own way getting backed up on 1st and 20, but somehow the motivation has changed for them, and they pound that one in. We've got a whole new ball game, like he said, but 2 quarters to play. We'll see if Banquete comes out a little different this half as well. Alan, Larissa?
All right, we had a short kickoff here to start this next possession for the home team, Banquete.
Taft looking to, they try to make the onside kick happen. Banquete luckily hung onto that ball, and they got it.
The Greyhound territory at the 48.
All right, they're going to get excellent field position here. They're 48 yards away from tying this ball game up. Well, you know, it's always a tale of two halves, Larissa. You get a really tough first half on both teams, and then you get Taft comes out, drives it down the field, and scores on their first drive. Let's see if Banquete can do the same thing here. Aiden Flores motioning to his receiver to take off, and Flores will take off himself.
Great juke move back there, but he's got
nowhere
to
go.
Run.
Yeah, you're right.
He gained more yards going left than he did going downfield, but great moves by Flores to try to make something happen there.
Well, they're going to give him, I think, a 3-yard pickup on the play, so it'll now be 2nd and 7. In case you just joined us, we were scoreless at halftime. Taft came out and scored on their opening drive to make it 7-0. So now Banquete gets the ball for the first time.
And with great field position, too, after that very short kickoff.
Yeah, they really need to take advantage of it here. Flores under center, hands it off.
There goes Jenkins.
And that's going to be another, well, let's see. I was going to say it's another first down, but he's going to be a little bit short.
Oh, yeah.
And
And here's a look, though, that one of the former players at Banquete, he's since graduated, but this is for his mom, Saluna. In 2022, she passed away with a rare lung cancer. So this is where she used to sit, and they have this out for her every game day.
Very well done.
Jenkins
and Jenkins will get it. And Jenkins will get a precision air first down. It's a big play. That'll keep the drive alive. That'll move the chains. And Banquete now on the 35. So they got something cooking now as they try to respond to Taft's score.
2 years ago in 2022, they dedicated their season to Saluna, and their hashtag was Saluna Strong, and they're trying to be Saluna Strong right here on this drive.
Well, so far they're off to a good start. And Flores will fake the handoff. He'll take it himself. Tough running. Got about 3 or 4 Taft Greyhounds on top of him. And let's see if they'll give him some progress here. I think they'll give him 3 yards of forward progress. It'll now be 2nd and 7.
Taft doing a great job plugging in the gaps right up the middle.
They certainly did. So see what Coach Rydell, you saw him a moment ago. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve here.
We haven't seen Banquete throw it a whole lot. Maybe they'll throw a short pass here, but he's got 31 in the backfield with him, and that is J.D. Gomez.
Well, this time he'll hand it off to Jenkins, and Jenkins around the right side, got some running room, but this play's coming back. Got a flag call. That would have been a precision air first down, but they're going to bring this one back.
Nice run there by Jenkins.
Had 2 flags actually called on the play.
Against the Bulldogs.
So, going to have holding, it looks like, on the Bulldogs. Well, they had a good drive. There had been no flags on this drive until now. So they'll mark this one off.
Each team with just 1 flag on their opening drive now after halftime. But we saw what Taft was able to do. They were able to still march it down the field and finally find the end zone. So we'll see if Banquete can do it, but it'll be a long 2nd down. 2nd and about 17.
17, you're right. You're right on the number. So let's see if Flores will try to throw the ball on this play. Like to see him maybe throw it deep. Haven't seen that yet tonight. But he'll throw it out to Jenkins, and Jenkins drops it. Wow.
That's a rare drop.
Had a little running room ahead of himself, but he may have looked ahead and took his eye off the ball for a quick moment. So that'll stop the clock with 5:40 to play. They're going to need 17 yards now to pick up a first down as they trail 7-0. Any updates from any of the other games tonight?
Let's see if I have an updated score. I know I had a halftime score
Carroll
for
was
that
winning
Carroll
big.
game. They are crushing it. I think at last check at halftime it was, I believe, 21-7. Let me pull that back up for you, and I can tell you after this play.
I don't think anybody wants a piece of the Tigers right now, the way they're playing football.
They are looking good. Oh, it's 34-14 at halftime. Carroll had the lead over King.
All right. Flores, throw it out to Jenkins. He makes the catch, 40. 35, slung out of bounds at the 32, well short of first down. He's going to be about 8 yards short. It's going to be 4th down. I imagine that Banquete is going to have to go for it here.
They're going to have to, but great catch making up for that last play.
He did well, and he picked up some yardage after the catch as well. So
it's a 7.
4th and 7, big play here for Banquete. They got to get 7 yards if they want to keep this drive alive. They're down 7-0. You see that's 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. And play clock is down to 10. And
offsides, take advantage of that play.
All right, Flores rolls right.
It's a free play, go for it.
And he'll throw it down and should have been intercepted. So that's going to be, what, about a 5-yard mark-off.
We do have a Taft player on the ground. No, he got back up. That's good to see. But Adrian Flores did the right call. I mean, you got a flag there. You saw the defense jump off sides. Go for it.
And he did.
But he's limping. He took a hard hit going for it. You can see there he is. There's the quarterback moving a little slowly after that one.
Speaking of hard hits, the big hit of the game is going to have to be announced here pretty quick, right?
In the fourth quarter, we got some time still.
We got some time. Well, we got 4 minutes and 43 seconds. You got to make you're going to make the call tonight. I'm not going to.
I am, but now it's 4th down, but it's a lot shorter now for the Banquete Bulldogs. About 4th and 3, ball around the 18-yard line.
Much more manageable,
but it's not for Jenkins. Taft says no way.
Jenkins says yes, there is a way. He would not be denied. He's swung out of bounds at the 17-yard line, and that's ended up being a 10-yard run.
In all fairness, the TV was right in my way when he broke that tackle.
Now, we can't prove that, but I am a witness. So that was a 10-yard pickup, a precision error first down. That might have saved the game for them right
there. That did, because I believe that was 23 from Taft. I was trying to look and give that man a shout-out. Hunter Montemayor, a name we've been saying for Taft. He was right there with the tackle, but great play by Jenkins to break free. And now first down, precision air.
17-yard line now, and this will be Flores around the left side. Not a whole lot of running room. He may have gotten 3. If we can go back and look at that one play, if we still have it, gentlemen, I'd like to show you how Flores fought off some would-be tacklers to get in. They had to get 3 yards on this miracle method play here to keep that first down.
And there's Jenkins.
So, yeah, it looks like right there he's down, right? And then he just keeps going, churning those legs, and would not be denied.
He shook off 2 tacklers on that play. Great. Like you said, that saved this Banquete drive and may have saved the game. Again, they're only down by 1. They could tie it right here.
2nd down and 7. Flores.
He's got no room.
There's a pack of Greyhounds there. He may have ended up losing maybe a yard on the play. Obviously, we're in 4-down territory at this point.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Sorry, there was a moth that flew through the window. That's live TV, folks. That thing scared the heck out of me.
Well, he's sitting right in front of you.
I know.
He has not flown out
I will not be taking any more notes in this game. Whew, I was so dedicated
well,
to this
get your notepad. Here, let me do it. Let me grab your notepad.
Should we take a picture first? It's really pretty. I'll post it on Facebook so y'all all believe me.
All right, 3rd down and 7. Big play here for Banquete. They need to get down to about the 7-yard line to keep this drive alive. And there's just nothing there for Josh Jimenez. So another big 4th down play coming up now for Banquete.
Loss of a couple on the play. Bring up 4th down. And
sorry if I scared anybody at home.
For the Bulldogs.
I was looking the other way when you started screaming. I didn't know what was going on.
The moth has now left the building.
Well, they lost 2 yards on the plays. It's now 4th and 9. So once again, this is for the second time in this game. This is their biggest play of the game coming up. And they're going to have to come up with a big pass play here. Flores has 1 runner in the backfield with him. And Flores drops back. He'll go on the end zone, and it's intercepted in the back of the end zone by number 23.
That was Hunter Montemayor, who missed that tackle on Jenkins earlier, but he made up for it with an interception in the end zone. That's an Ewald's Kubota turnover.
It's a big turnover. Let's take a look at it again. Let's see how he had time to throw the ball as our miracle method surface refinishing replay pops up. Got time, throws it, and a nice play there, Montemayor. And they'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. So a big play by the Taft defense. And once again, that's been the story tonight for Banquete. They've moved the ball inside the 20s all night long with no issue. But, boy, once they get inside that 20, things tend to go the other direction.
Ozuna really stepping up tonight for the Taft offense. running the ball. And again, he's just a sophomore, so we'll be hearing a lot of that Greyhound for years to come.
All right, here comes David Davis leading the offense here to start this drive. We got a timeout. Interesting. Already a timeout here called by the Greyhounds. So we're going to take a timeout with them. So with 2:44 to play here in the third quarter, 7-0 in favor of Taft. You're watching Game Night South Texas. We'll be right back.
Both of them. I need to update it, though.
Welcome back, Game Night South Texas, third quarter. You see your score, Taft up 7-0. There's 2 minutes and 44 seconds to play here in the third quarter. So here come the Greyhounds as they turn. They had the big turnover with the interception of the end zone. They'll start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Low snap. Davis gets it back. He's going to go deep.
He's got
a man wide open, but he overthrows him by about 3 yards.
It's kind of been the story this whole night, but I do like that he's going for him again. If he's going to go deep, go down the sideline. That was number 1, Emilio Saldivar, that he was going for.
Guys, if we get a chance, let's head down to the sideline and get a run. I want to get his thoughts on that interception in the end zone and that drive by Banquete if we get a chance, because I know he's standing in there by the camera. Second down and 10 with 2:38 to play here. And we're going to stay with the live action for right now. Low snap. Davis gets it, throws it across the middle. And once again, it's Martinez with a big catch to the 35, 40. Look at him go. 50, 45. He's so good with gaining yards after the catch.
That was almost a 40-yard gain. See, that's the passes he needs. I like seeing Davis go for the deep ball, but he's just struggling a little bit getting it on his mark. Again, if he connects on one, they'll score. But if he's able to throw those mid-range passes, that's where Taft can excel. They got to get the run game has been doing well, open up the middle, and that is where Banquete has struggled, is their secondary, which is why I've seen Taft throwing the ball so deep today.
Well, Martinez, again, like you mentioned, Larissa, he is really, I think he's got at least 80 yards after the catch and combined catches this evening. And I'll hand it to Ozuna. Ozuna with some tough running. I think he may have gotten a precision error first down. He lunged at that first down
He didn't want to go down. He kept his feet churning. I thought he was close to the ground, but I think I heard there's a flag out there. Let's see. I can't find it.
Holding against the Greyhounds.
Yeah, this is going to go back. It is against the Taft Greyhounds. That's a killer penalty there, because that was a nice run by Ozuna, who had picked up the first down. So they're going to bring this one back. So they're going to mark this one.
A long march for that official. Looks like a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, they'll bring it back to the 47-yard line. So
on Taft's side.
That's a big one.
Now they're looking at
first and
20.
Yeah. Now you had a score of another game, I understand.
I do. Let me see if I can pull that up from Dave Campbell's at least. We've got the Carroll Tigers up 41-14 against the King Mustangs in the third quarter. And Gregory Portland, this is going to be a tight one to keep an eye on. They're up 27-14 over Ray. So it's not out of the question for the Texans yet in the third quarter.
And we are in the third quarter here also with 1:35 to play. It's 7-0 in favor of the Greyhounds.
Another flag.
And this one will go against.
Looks like we got another flag.
Legal procedure against.
The Taft Greyhounds.
So now it'll be 1st and 25.
The Greyhounds.
First in a country mile. Well, we are out here in Taft.
You grew up in the country, right?
I did. George West, Texas, Three Rivers.
So you grew up in Three Rivers and went to George West. They had the portal back then?
I know, right? Well, you know, I grew up north of Three Rivers, but my mom was a teacher at George West, so that's how I've been at George West.
So you got the teacher transfer.
I did, the teacher transfer.
1st and 25 now. Davis in trouble, rolls right,
he's
and he's going
it.
to take off, and he's going to pick up about 8 or 90 yards back. They'll run him out of bounds at the 49-yard line. And you played a lot of sports in high school as well,
I
right?
did. I really loved track, but my prime was probably in 3rd grade because that's when I made it to nationals in long jump. But I did long jump since kindergarten. I did that all the way through high school. Even did some shot put and discus. But we had some good volleyball. We'd always make it to the regional tournament under head coach Kathy Taylor, one of the top volleyball coaches, in my opinion, in the area. We always made it a challenge for a lot of teams, but Sinton always liked to challenge us as well. But what knocked us out of playoffs that year was Poth, and they ended up finishing state runner-up. And they had a middle hitter sign with Oklahoma. So, I mean, we lost twice in district, and they knocked us out. Not bad up against an Oklahoma volleyball player.
That was a gain of 7. It's now 2nd and 18. Davis rolling, looking. No one open. He'll take it off himself. And he's going to get about 10 yards on the play, down to the 40.
He's putting Taft in range. I mean, now they've got 3rd and 7. So it's been the Davis show on this drive, making something happen out of nothing. He's got to have some guys get open, because when they do and he connects it in the midfield range, Taft can score. Once the guys catch the ball, they're able to juke and get that yards after catch.
And Martinez has proven that time and time again tonight with some big plays after the catch.
But it's just those deep throws that Taft hasn't been able to connect on just yet.
3rd and 7 now.
This will be a big test for Banquete. You'd think Taft would try to throw it on this one. Banquete's secondary, had an interception earlier to end the 2nd quarter.
Well, they're going to go ahead and let this 3rd quarter clock run out. They're going to think about it. So we have played 3 quarters. We're in the books now at Banquete. And it's the visitors. Taft on top by a score of 7-0. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. When we come back, we'll have the start of the 4th chapter for you right after this.
Folks, we want to give a big thank you out to our community and those in the Taft community that have come over and helped to support our coach. Carrie Hernandez would like to give her sincere appreciation to all of those from both communities who have helped support. Tonight's total donations collected was in excess of $725. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. Remember, you can still order shirts. Go to Julie Ramirez's Facebook page and help support. Thank you again so very much.
Hi, everybody. We're back at Banquete, where you see the score at 7-0 Taft. The Greyhounds came out and scored on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter for the game's first score. That's where we stand here as we start the 4th quarter. And right now, big 3rd and 7 play coming up here for the Taft Greyhounds as they have the ball on the 39-yard line of the Banquete Bulldogs. This is a big play here for the Greyhounds. Try to keep this drive alive. Davis, the quarterback, he's in the shotgun. He'll drop back. He'll roll right. He could run all day if he wants to, and he is. He's going to get that precision air first down and a whole lot more down to about the 21-yard line. So Davis with a huge pickup there, and that'll move the chains. Let's take a replay of that if we can. We'll take a look at that precision air first down, and there was just nobody out there to make a tackle. It was the wide open spaces for Davis, as you see here, rolls right, and you can see all the green in front of him. And gets a couple of good blocks and jukes a couple of players, and it runs out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So that's where they are now, 1st and 10. They are moving it down the field again as they try to stretch their lead. Davis rolling left. He's got a man in the end zone. Oh, he overthrew number 18, who was wide open. That could have been another Taft touchdown.
2nd and 10 for the Greyhounds.
So it will now be 2nd and 10. And I do not have a number 18 on my roster here. All right, they're telling me it's Matthew Buendia. Okay. So that'll stop the clock. 11 minutes, 42 seconds to play. 2nd down and 10 now for the Greyhounds. As this is a golden opportunity for them to
2nd and 10.
put some more points on the board and stretch their lead.
Davis coming up.
Again, they came into this game 1-1 in district play. And Davis will hand it off up the middle. Pretty good run here by number 24. And we, of course, talking about J.J. Ozuna, who's had some big runs tonight. And it takes about 5 guys to bring him down. That's going to be another precision air first down. They'll move those chains. And they are now inside the 10-yard line. And they will officially mark it at the 6, 1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
To the Banquete 7-yard line.
And the Greyhounds are moving it at will here on this drive. They seem to have fixed a few of their offensive woes from the first half. And Davis will throw it across the middle, in and out of the hands of the would-be receiver, Hunter Montemayor. That would have been another Taft touchdown. He had it, just couldn't hang on to it. And that'll stop the clock with 11:06 to play. Let's take another look at that, guys, if you can. The precision, the Miracle Method surface refinishing replay. Gotta put a little mustard on that one. In and out of the hands of Montemayor. So look at another chance here. It is 2nd and goal, officially marked at the 7-yard line. J.J. Ozuna in the backfield with him. And he'll... Oh, we got a fumble on the play. And it's recovered by the Banquete Bulldogs. Back at the 16-yard line. Looked like he was going to hand it off to Ozuna and then fake the handoff and take off. The ball came loose. Let's take a look at let's take a look at that play and see. Okay. They're telling me we need to do a sponsor read here first. So let's go to thank our sponsor, Rally Credit Union. Gave out those rally towels before the ball game. So Miracle Method is going to show us what happened on that last play. So you got Davis, who just dropped the ball. And the ball spun out. Had a bunch of green jerseys all over that football. So that's a big, big turnover. Let's see if Banquete can take advantage. A little trickery up the sleeve here. And we got a big run here by number 3. That's Josh Jimenez. And he'll finally run him out of bounds at the 33-yard line. That's a nice start here for Banquete Bulldogs. That's a precision air first down. Let's take a look at that replay, and we'll show you the trickiness of that last play. So we got Miracle Method is going to show us the replay here. So the handoff, and then it goes back. And then he comes around that right side, picks up a huge chunk of yardage. And that'll set up 1st down and 10. And they go to the air as they go to the hurry-up offense here. They're going to pick up 5 yards on the short pass. So it will now be 2nd and 5, and we have an injured Taft Greyhound down on the field. So we're going to have an injury timeout. And we'll go to a break. There's 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in this game. It's 7-0 Taft. You're watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. We'll be right back. All right, big development here. That was the quarterback for Taft that was injured, David Davis, and he was able to walk off on his own power. Aiden Flores will throw it out. Nice catch. There's just no room to run. So Davis, who was playing some defense, injured on the play. And we'll see if he's able to. He is coming back on the field. There you see number 10, top of your screen, is back in the game. As he, of course, plays both ways. So it will now be 3rd and 6 for Banquete, who finds themselves down 7-0. So a big 3rd down play here. And Flores, some more trickery, and it's Jenkins looking for some running room, and he's going to run out of running room, I'm afraid. He's going to be well short of a first down as he's pushed out of bounds. You see the flag on the play there at the 40-yard line. We'll see what that is all about. But he is about 6 yards short of a first down.
We have either a player down or a referee down.
Looks like we have an official who's down on the sideline along with the player on that far sideline. So we do have a stoppage of play. Let's take another look at that, guys, if we can. And we can see what happened. We do have an official down on the sidelines. We don't have the replay? Okay. All right. We're looking at our nominees for the big hit of the game, so we will see who winds up winning that award tonight.
We have a hold against the Bulldogs.
All right, the official is up, and he appears to be okay.
10 yards. Glad to see the Blues up.
The flag is against Banquete, by the way, so they'll mark 10 yards off. And it will now be 3rd and long. And they'll bring the ball all the way back to the 27-yard line. So with that mark off, it should now be 3rd and 16. So Banquete's going to have to pick up 16 yards here if they want to keep this drive alive, as they are pinned back deep in their own territory right now. So let's see what that man right there, number 7, Aiden Flores, can do. And he's got the ball, back to pass, in trouble, throws it out, is going to be thrown short, and it's intercepted. And I believe that's Mr. Martinez who comes up. Yeah, Andrew Martinez comes up with a big INT as Flores threw it up, but well short of his intended receiver. And it's another turnover. Let's take a look at it.
That's an Ewald Kubota turnover for the Taft Greyhounds.
And we're going to cue it off for you here, Miracle Method.
I like the interception, but you got to give credit to that defensive effort. You know, David Davis, who I believe just got injured there, he's back in the game for Taft, and they really need him on both sides of the ball.
That's a big defensive play there by Taft. Again, they're up 7-0 with 9:28 to play here in regulation play, and they're going to get good field position. They're going to start from the Taft or the Banquete 49-yard line. So Davis back in there, shaken up earlier, but appears to be okay now.
Davis is back, hands the ball off.
Ozuna has and Ozuna just slung down there. Gain of about 2 yards. So did you come up with a big hit of the game? I noticed you were looking at several nominees.
I did. So whenever we have some time, I'm ready to roll it because
let's do it.
It's going to one of the Taft players. Our big hit of the game, sponsored by King Ranch Ag and Turf, and this one is going to Taft. Look at Michael Ortiz, number 9 here on the near side. Reads it the entire time, and boom, no yardage gain. If anything, a loss for yardage there. Michael Ortiz reading that play, and that's why he's our King Ranch Ag and Turf big hit of the game champion.
And that was a key 3rd down play also, and I would have picked that one also without a doubt. Here's Ozuna. He gets hit first and is able to spin off, get a couple of yards on the play. But they're Gosh, they're at least 8 yards away from a first down.
Banquete's defense holding strong, only allowed 1 touchdown this entire game. It was coming off a really good pass in the middle of the field. I believe that had been to Hunter Montemayor earlier in the game. It was to him or Andrew Martinez. You know, he finds both of those guys, but that's what led that play to David Davis. Very short yard score in the third quarter. So Banquete's not out of the woods yet. They could still tie this ball game up, but they need a big stop here.
And it's 3rd down and 8 now for the Greyhounds.
David with Ozuna in the backfield, in motion.
And we got us another flag. Or we may have a timeout called, actually.
Looks like we had a delay of game.
Delay of game, of all things. We haven't had that. We've had a lot of penalties tonight, but we haven't had that one.
We have not, but that clock is working now, so now they're calling it.
Yep. There'll be a 5-yard mark off, and if you're a Bulldog fan, that's going to help you. Hopefully stop this drive and get the ball back, because you begin to wonder, we're getting down to the point where there are not going to be many possessions left.
Exactly, with 7:36 left on the clock. Davis pretty good at that mid-range throw, but he'll need that and more right here.
We got another flag. I think somebody moved again.
Davis throwing his hands in the air on that one.
I think this is that old bugaboo that Taft has had issues with all night. And we do have a timeout on the field. And while we do that, let's talk about Game Night South Texas next week. Going to Mathis.
We are going to Mathis, and Mathis has done a very good job. They did get beat by London last week, but what's crazy about that game is if you had asked me what I thought when I was there, they were up 16-0. Their defense doing great. Their offense doing great. West Oso looking to get their first win of the season. They do have a Ramses Pass tomorrow, though, so we'll see if West Oso can get on the board. I believe it'd be their first win of the season tomorrow, but Mathis is not looking too bad, so this will be a good district game to keep an eye on. Definitely for playoff contention. Mathis, again, like I said, they were on a roll to start the season early. I think they started 2 or 3-0. So
under
the Pirates
their
were really
new
good.
head coach,
Rodney Acosta,
who lives across the street from me, by the way. He gets up early, drives to Mathis, and gets that team ready to go.
And you know, he was on the staff last year for the state champion Calallen softball team.
That's right. His daughter is a pitcher.
So Mathis getting good caliber coach for their football squad.
All right, 3rd and 13. Throws in and out of the hands.
That's a rare sight to see from number 22. Andrew Martinez, the name we've been saying. It wasn't a very far pass.
So I didn't catch that
one.
last part. What were you saying about the softball team?
Oh, when Calallen softball won state last year, Rodney Acosta was on that staff.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he was.
So Mathis getting a really good caliber coach, someone who knows what it takes to win a state championship, the work ethic behind the scenes. And I think that's why Mathis has been able to do so well. The guys to keep an eye on are Montemayor. The older brother was the quarterback last year. Now I believe it's more the younger quarterback that's taken control. But they love to run the football. And again, like I said, I saw a blocked punt last week. I saw a fumble recovery. I mean, I don't know what happened after 16-0, but when I was there, Mathis looked like they were in control. But look at the fans in the stands from the Banquete side. This score is 7-0. They know the Bulldogs aren't out of the wood yet. They need a 4th down stop here. Down 7-0, 7:26 to go, and here we go.
Well, they're going to pump the ball away here on 4th down.
They blocked it.
It's a block. You're right.
That was number 56 from Banquete. Give a shout out to Justin Witt. He had the wits to see that ball, and he stopped it all the way. He recovered it himself, too. 56, Justin Witt.
Well, that may be exactly what Banquete needed to get that momentum going again. Let's take a look at it. Our miracle method. Special teams, play of the game so far. Let's take a look at the replay, and you will see the big man get in there, and he'll block it right there, and then he will chase after the loose pigskin. He'll jump on it right there. So this is exactly what the doctor ordered if you're a Banquete football fan.
And there's a big crowd still here hoping to see their Bulldogs win, and Taft bringing some good crowds, too, on the road.
All righty, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
And this is J.D. Gomez on the outside. But, oh, it's a toss. It's some trickery.
Yeah, we're going to have a flea flicker here. He'll throw it over, but well short of the would-be receiver, number 24.
That was Jenkins, Damian Jenkins on the throw at midfield.
Well, they're throwing the playbook at him now. And that'll stop the clock with 7:09 to play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So Banquete trying to take advantage of that great block on the punt. But it's 2nd and 10. Clock stopped with 7:09 to play. And once again, number 31 is in the backfield. That, of course, is J.D. Gomez.
And he runs right up the middle this time. No sideways trickery on that one. They get a good chunky yardage on that 2nd down. So it looks like it'll be 3rd and maybe 5. Possibly 6.
Well, we're going to officially mark it, looks like, at the 43-yard line. So they need 5 yards to keep this drive alive. And again, Larissa, I think they're in 4-down territory in this situation. Again, number of possessions are getting a little bit slim now.
They are. And there goes Gomez.
And Gomez is nowhere to go. Good play there by number 24, who was in on the stop.
J.J. Azuna, the running back for the Taft Greyhounds, making some big key plays. And this is, like you said, 4th down territory. It's a long 4th down here. Looks like 4th and 7 for Banquete.
Yeah, they're in a must situation here. They've got to hopefully get this 1st down and keep their hopes alive. But they are going to kick the ball, so they're going to leave it up to the defense to stop Taft and get the ball back maybe one more time.
Jenkins
tonight.
could pin it back. That's a good kick. That's a good punt. Depends on the roll.
And
someone stop it right inside the 5. Yes, he does.
Now that's what you want if you're going to have to kick the ball away. Down to the 1-yard line. Inside the 1 is where the Taft Greyhounds
All
will have
it
to
takes
start.
right now for Banquete, get that safety, get the 2 points. Then if you can somehow score on your next possession, getting it right back, you win.
Yeah, force a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen plenty of
That's
that
true.
tonight.
Force a fumble, get a touchdown, tie it up.
Certainly could happen.
And this Banquete defense has done a great job.
Starting to cool off. I think it's about 79 degrees now. Feeling pretty good out here.
My watch even says 77.
Okay.
I don't know how I trust
I was
these
just guessing
watches.
at the temperature. So
you did pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't want to get your hopes up too much, saying it's 77, but if it is 77, it's a good thing. Davis from his own end zone. Got to be awfully careful here. He'll throw it. Nice catch. That'll get him out of tough territory, and look at them go all the way to the – there's a late flag call. Let's see what that's going to be all about.
I'm guessing that's going to be a face mask, the way they pulled him around. The timing of that play, the way he spun around, that was 23. Hunter Montemayor with the good run. So look at it to go back or forward even forward even more for the Taft Greyhounds.
Well, that's exactly what Taft needed to get out of the shadow of their own end zone there. So they are going to mark the football at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. That was a 25-yard pickup. That was a big play. Just what the doctor ordered if you're a Greyhound fan. Davis rolls right, got plenty of time. He's got some room if he wants to take off, and he does. And gets about 19 yards for a precision air 1st down.
Taft is doing just what they need to. They got out of bounds there, so the clock is stopped at 5:27, but they just need to run the clock down, keep control of the ball, do not do any turnovers. They're doing a good job here, the fastest we've seen them move it tonight.
Well, you know, we got to be thinking now, with 5 minutes left in the game, about who might be our player of the game.
That's what I was thinking. I know we've said Hunter Montemayor a lot. J.J. Azuna has made some big plays on both sides of the ball. Martinez has done well. Davis scored the touchdown.
And Davis looked like he wanted to throw deep, but didn't have a man open. He's in trouble now. He'll take off, and he'll pick up about 6. He's had a tremendous amount of success running the football tonight and playing keep away right now, away from the Banquete Bulldogs. And you can see the clock. It's winding down. We're about to hit 5 minutes left in the game. 7-0. Taft on top as they scored on their opening drive to start the second half. And right now they face a 2nd and 4. And they'll go back to the running game. It's another precision error, first down. Boy, I tell you what, Banquete just cannot stop the running game right now. That's another big play. They'll move the chains. And they can eat up another 2-3 minutes here after making that first down if they keep it on the ground.
As they say in basketball, the ball is in their court.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I'm looking, and you're right, Martinez, earlier in the game, in the second quarter, he had a 43-yard catch. Of course, that didn't amount to anything, but he also had, I believe, an INT in the fourth quarter. So Martinez has left his mark as well.
Well, Davis again will hand it off, and that's about a 3-yard gain. So it will be 2nd and 7. Again, that is Ozuna, number 24, carrying the football. And boy, I tell you what, Larissa, they just running clock. That's all they want to do is play keep away. They're not going to put it in the air at this stage of the game.
And one touchdown or not, a win is a win. If they win 7-0, that's a win for the Greyhounds.
They're going to have to force Banquete to start taking some time out here pretty quick.
I think it's fair to say how good this Banquete defense is, because last week against the undefeated Odom, Taft lost 28-20.
Oh, yeah.
So they scored on Odom, one of the best teams in this district.
They're going to run that play clock down. We're inside 10 seconds now. And they are going to put the ball in the air, and he's going to go deep. Got a man wide open, but again, another overthrow.
That was close by, but, you know, we do have some laundry on the field here right around the trenches.
Montemayor was the intended receiver.
He was about maybe that throw's getting closer and closer to his mark.
That stops the clock, though, at 3:15, so that's good if you're on the Banquete side of things. Holding against the Taft Greyhounds. So that'll move them back.
That'll make it a little tougher second down.
A little surprised they would throw the ball. They were having success running the ball and running the clock.
Exactly.
I mean, they could have probably run it down to 2 minutes by now.
And now this gives Banquete a little bit more of a chance here.
And we have a timeout on the field with 3:15 to play. We're going to keep it here. I think we are. We are going to take a break. Okay, you're watching Game Night South Texas. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, Game Night South Texas. Here's the situation. It's 7-0 Taft, and they have the ball after a penalty. It is now marked 2nd and 17. There's 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the game as they try to play keep away from the Banquete Bulldogs. So let's see. They've had success, Larissa, running the ball and running clock. But they did try to throw the ball in that last play, and that kind of got them in trouble. They stopped the clock with the incompletion plus the penalty.
And now it looks like 2nd and 17. They got to get near the 41-yard line to keep this thing rolling.
And Davis throws. Caught. Big play. That's 23, I believe, on that.
That is 23.
Catch.
That's
Montemayor.
Again, one of the names that might be up for player of the game. He's limping a little bit, but it's that time in the game where they just need some water and roll out the. You can tell he's hobbling a little bit, but it looks like he just needs some water. tough third down without Montemayor in there.
And Davis is going to take off, and he needs to stay in bounds to keep that clock running.
And I think he did right around the first down marker. They might call it short. This will be one of those pull out your card and see how close it is to the marker. But there is a flag near the 50. That's going to hurt Taft.
Well, they are going to bring the ball back. That's a big penalty on the Gray. That's a 15-yard walk-off. All the way back to the 43-yard line.
Penalties have been their dagger.
What it looked like could have been a first down. Now it's 3rd and 16.
I believe since we last mentioned the time, a minute has gone off the clock. We're looking at 2:20 right now.
And Davis drops back. He'll throw it downfield.
He's
Got a
an
man
open
open, and just I think he threw it out of bounds.
He did. If he had thrown it to the left, he actually had it right on target, just to the right instead of the inside. Because if he had thrown it inside, it could have gone right in the breadbasket. For his target, number 3, that's Eric Pettis Jr.
And will stop the clock with 2:09 to play. 4th down and 16. They'll be forced to punt the ball away. So Banquete is going to get one more opportunity.
And it starts with Jenkins and Josh Jimenez ready to return that punt. I believe it was Banquete earlier who had a blocked punt, so keep an eye on that. It was Justin Witt who blocked the punt earlier. That was number 6. But this punt's good.
This is a good kick. It's returnable. And, they're in all sorts of trouble here. They try to get a little fancy on the return.
And that almost was scary. Taft was close to falling on it.
So they're going to get the ball at the 21-yard line. 79 yards away from tying this game. They got 1:59 to do it. And at least one timeout left. Maybe 2. It's not showing up on the scoreboard, on the timeouts.
This is the biggest drive of the game. Can Taft's defense shut them down?
Well, it's do or die now for
you got 4 receivers.
For Banquete. Got a man, caught, gain of about 7.
That was
the 28-yard line.
Josh Jimenez on that catch.
Clock is running, 1:47.
They got to hurry up. Guys getting on the line quick.
2nd and 3.
Jimenez on the wrong side. He's running in motion to the right.
Flores, and they caught him.
There's a flag.
Yeah, they had too many guys moving at one time, and they're gonna lose 5 yards on this play with the penalty. So it'll now be, instead of being 2nd and 3, it'll now be 2nd and 8.
A 1:29 left in this game night South Texas matchup. Again, like we mentioned earlier, we've got West Oso at Mathis next week.
That's where we'll be this time next week. Ball resting down the 24. Again, it's 2nd and 8. As they try to get set here. Flores, low snap, gets it back, in trouble, throws across the middle.
Interception!
And going back the other way is number 12. And he's going to get finally run out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
Gilberto Hinojosa for the Taft Greyhounds.
And that should just about wrap it up for the Taft Greyhounds tonight. Big interception.
So for Taft, we have a Gilberto Hinojosa interception, a Hunter Montemayor interception in the end zone. I have number 22 written down, so I believe that was Andrew Martinez interception.
Looks like Taft will have 1st and goal.
1st and goal now on the 5-yard line. They'll just run clock here with a minute to go.
Who's your top player of the game?
Well, I'll tell you what. Every time Davis ran the ball, he made yards. He picked up key first downs. But he also had some good running tonight from his running backs. Had some good catches. It's a toss-up, I'm telling you.
It really is. It's tough. If he punches it in here, I think we give it to Davis.
Well, he did score, so that'll wrap
There we go.
that decision up there. So Davis scores from 5 yards out, and that's the dagger. That's the knockout punch. Your Aztec Chevrolet touchdown by Mr. Davis. David Davis runs it in, and that now makes it 13-0 with 54 seconds to play.
This Taft squad, if they can connect on those long passes, watch out. Watch out. They've got a few weeks left in this season. This is week 7 of the season. There's 11 weeks in the regular season before playoffs.
Roller of a snap, and we're going to end up getting a 2-point play here, maybe.
Let's see if 22 chases him down, though. He's running.
Well, that's
But I don't think he's got it. Abraham Chapa brings it home. It's not a shutout. It is not a shutout.
It is not a shutout. You are exactly right. So Abraham Chapa takes it back. It was a roller of a snap. Really wasn't a whole lot they could do after that. Let's go back and take a look at the miracle method. And that is not a touchdown, by the way. It's a two-pointer.
Yes. So they get 2 points on that one, 13-2. Let's see the miracle method replay.
Well, you can see it all begins with the snap. And 22 was trying to get it, but just couldn't do it. And then it's picked up by Chapa. And then Chapa will take it all the way. So you're right. They avoided the upset. I mean, the shutout. So it's now 13-2. And we do want to congratulate David Davis for being our player of the game tonight.
I do say that, but now I'm thinking.
What?
Nope, 7 plus 2. I need to go back to school. That would be 9.
Where were you thinking?
That maybe they could score on this drive, but they can't win.
Nah, the best they could do would be 13-10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But great effort there by Banquete. They really needed a stop on that last drive, and they just couldn't. They couldn't get it.
It was going to be a big win for Taft. They'll now go to 2-1 in district play, 3-4 overall. And for Banquete, they will fall to 0-3 in district and 2-5 overall. And here's the kick. It's a short kick. And there's Abraham again, or Saldivar. No, I'm not. No, it's not.
Abraham Chapa tried to make
again,
something
that was
move.
number 1, the gentleman that ran the 2-point conversion.
He did
back.
good getting out of bounds.
He really did.
So in this district now, I believe Banquete, one of the teams they lost to was Hebronville, which was Hebronville's only win. So when Taft plays Hebronville, that's going to be a big game. And when Taft plays Santa Rosa as well, and of course George West, Odom George West, that game's going to be a good one to watch. We'll have highlights tomorrow. Right now, Odom, George West, and Santa Rosa are all tied in the top for UIL 3A Division II District 16, undefeated in the district. But Odom has the lead right now with a 2-0 start.
Another penalty flag is called on this play. And Banquete has used their third and final timeout. All right, so let's set the stage for tomorrow night. Game of the week?
Game of the week. Will Moody have that magic to shut down Miller, or will Miller bounce back after falling to Sinton? They had a great bye week. And again, they've had 2 losses against DeSoto and Sinton. Like, don't judge their record on that. That's a very, very, very tough schedule. But Moody looking really good this year, 4-1. So that's the game of the week.
Good running game. We saw that against Kingsville a couple of weeks ago.
We did. So you got to try to stop that slot T. And then I'll be heading over to Cabinets Field, seeing if Veterans Memorial can defeat Harlingen South. They really need this win to stay in the mix in district. They can get a playoff spot, but if they want to stay near the top, they need to beat Harlingen South. And then I'll drive over to Cal Allen, get them playing Valley View. We'll have West Oso, Aransas Pass. We'll have George West versus Odom. And I'm getting Santa Rosa versus Refugio.
Flores on the completion as he hits number 3. That is Josh Jimenez.
And one more game I haven't mentioned we're getting is Santa Gertrudis Academy hosting Bishop at Texas A&M Kingsville.
All right. Should be a fun game. That's a rivalry game.
And Bishop will be on our Game Night South Texas schedule later in the season. I believe they're hosting Falfurrias Week 11.
Speaking of A&M Kingsville, Javelina's on the road this week. We head to San Angelo tomorrow.
They got their 4th win of the season last week.
They won 4 in a row after losing by 3 to Colorado Mesa to start the season. Could be easily 5-0 right now. But, yeah, we head to San Angelo tomorrow, taking on Angelo State Saturday night, 6 o'clock. Big game. Angelo State's been a thorn in our side for a long time, and it's time to pull that thorn out and stick it into them now.
And I know last year the Javelinas battled a lot of injuries, but I'm assuming this year it's going off a lot better.
It has. Coach Mike Salinas is doing a great job down in Kingsville. Doing that and serving as interim athletic director right now. So he's toting 2 big jobs right now and doing a good job. Great job. Central Washington is still the team to beat, though, in the Lone Star Conference. Sounds strange to have a team that far away in the Lone Star, but it's hard to find Division II schools up in that part of the country.
So that's why they needed some help.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right. In and out of the hands. That'll stop the clock with 27 seconds left to play.
What down is it? I say 3rd down, go for it. Go deep.
Oh, yeah. Might as well. You just never know. It's a funny game. We saw it in the Cowboys game late Sunday night.
Very late.
Yeah. Did you stay up and watch the finish?
I did stay up and watch the finish. Oh, gosh. It's one of those wins. But you know what? They were without Micah Parsons, and they were without Tank Lawrence. So their defense was a little shorthanded.
Nealon went out, the replacement on that opening drive.
And Deron Bland has been out all season on defense. So despite all the injuries, they're hanging in there.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Flores rolls out looking. He'll go deep.
He's got a deep shot. The defender on him fell, so he had a chance that was intended for John Smithwick. Right. Oh, he had a shot, but, it was a tough throw. I like that they were going for it. It's 4th down, 18 seconds left. We'll see what Banquete can do, but this is the final drive. Taft, like you said, bouncing back from that Odom loss and getting their 2nd win in district play.
Yeah, that's big. But Odom is, without a doubt, probably the best team in that district. So
they are. It'll be a tough matchup with my alma mater, George West, tomorrow.
Flores will throw it out and incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs with just 11 seconds to play.
And David Davis and victory formation are player of the game.
All right, we hope to get down and get the winning coach after the ball game. That's the plan, I hope.
Joe Riojas, the head coach for Taft, has to be happy that his team found the end zone twice in the second half when they were unable to punch it in the first half. They were able to bounce back. And the keys to this matchup, again, David Davis, when he couldn't find a guy open, making some moves and finding some room to run. That opened the room for Ozuna to run as well. And they connected on a few passes as well, but the defense really shutting it down today with some interceptions and some fumble recoveries. But penalties, if anything killed Taft the most, the penalties. I bet they had nearly 100 yards of penalties.
Absolutely.
Or more.
Yeah. Well, this should be the final play of the ball game as Davis is in the shotgun. And he'll just go to an E, and that will wrap things up here in Banquete. Our first visit to Banquete for Game Night South Texas. We appreciate all the hospitality that this school has given us today. And again, there is your final score, Taft 13 and the Bulldogs 2. And once again, Taft improves to 2-1 in 16-3 Division II, 3-4 overall. Banquete falls to 0-3 in district play, 2-5 overall. And when we get Coach Joe Riojas set up to talk to us, we'll head down to the field and get his comments on a big win tonight. Again, the final score of 13-2. Not a whole lot in the first half, but we saw quite a bit of action in the second half. And it's not always easy to turn around and play on a Thursday after you play on a Friday night. It's one less day to prepare, and maybe that was one of the issues that we saw tonight. You just never know.
That's right. We really do appreciate all the teams coming out here tonight. And speaking of games tonight, while we wait for Joe Riojas, let me see if I can get a score update. Carroll defeats King 51-14. So Carroll looking like a playoff team. Top 4 teams make it to playoffs, and Carroll putting themselves in a really good spot. It's
and you don't have
opener.
And you don't have vets in that district anymore, so that gives teams a chance to maybe get there.
Exactly, and now it'll come down to playoff position, which I think that Game Night South Texas matchup between Carroll and Gregory Portland is going to look really nice right now to see where they fall. Speaking of Gregory Portland, let me see if I can get a score update for them as well. They were playing Ray, and That wasn't what Gregory Portland had a good lead, but let's see what we have here. At last check, Gregory Portland 34-14 in the fourth quarter.
All right. I know they're trying to make a second half statement here after getting off to a really slow start in the season.
That's good to see after the game. Banquete and Taft
Absolutely.
together.
That's best part of the game right there. No doubt. I want to thank Thomas J. Henry for being our presenting sponsor. They've been with us from day one, 12 years ago. They have stuck with us, and we appreciate them for supporting South Texas high school football all these years. So we're just waiting right now on Ron Hammy to find Coach Joe Rehas and get his thoughts on a big, big district win. And he's got them on this down there, so let's head down now to Ron Hammy. Take it away, sir.
Good. All right, Coach. Things did change for you in the second half there, and you actually came out firing to start it off. What are your thoughts on that second half for your boys?
We know that first drive, we really, we got into a rhythm, and that's the kind of thing that when you have penalties and when you have turnovers or just little things, it takes you out of an offensive rhythm, and that's one thing that when we're clicking, we're on rhythm, and I think that with a couple of those drives, we're able to get in rhythm and we're able to move the ball and score.
You guys are now 2-1 in district play. It's going to be a tough district down the road there. What's this going to do for the momentum for the boys in the last couple of games?
You know what? I mean, it was, coming off that Odom game, these kids were so amped up for that game. It could have been a little bit of a letdown, and this just shows you that you have to bring your A game or at least your best game every night in this district because anybody can beat anybody in this district. This district's full of great coaches with kids that play hard, and you have to be ready to play.
All right, Coach, congratulations. You guys grinded that one out. I'm sure we'll see you down the road and hopefully in the playoffs. All right, guys, we had a fun one tonight, so I'll send it back up to you for now.
All right, Ron, thank you. Joe had a smile on his face this time. He wasn't smiling before he went into halftime, but this time he had a smile. He was relieved of that, and he's got to be feeling pretty good. So they'll get ready for next week. Again, there's your final score of 13-2 and a big win for Taft. So enjoyed our visit tonight here at Banquete. We appreciate, again, all the hospitality, and for Larissa and Ron Hammy and for the whole crew here. Thank you so much for watching Game Night South Texas, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry. We appreciate it. We will see you a week from tonight in Mathis when the Pirates play host to the West Oso Bears. Good night. Have a safe and a great weekend. Good night, everybody.
Thomas J. Henry's Game Night South Texas is a presentation of Chris 6 News, presented by Thomas J. Henry.